Oxfordshire Sports Online.
Massive game tonight. It's Didcot taking on Bashley. Didcot trying to make it 10 unbeaten in the league. Bashley, who are sitting rather low in the league, but they have a bunch of brothers, so to speak, that are playing for next to nothing, and they're there for the love of the club, Steve.
That's right. Any team that has players in it, they're playing actually for the love of the game and trying to support their local club, can actually be a very dangerous side to play against. So Didcot really have to be on their mettle tonight, I think.
Yeah, and again, it's one of those where Didcot shan't is the wrong word, my English teacher will be having a word, should not be sat there thinking, well, all we've got to do is turn up. We're a 9 unbeaten, Bashley a second from bottom. They've got to come out and they've got to win the battle and win the war, so to speak.
It's a cliche in football, isn't it? There's no easy games in almost any league, but in the Southern League, I've been watching this for as many years as Didcot have been in it, and there just aren't easy games. Most of the clubs are much of a muchness. A lot of the differences between clubs comes down to confidence. Obviously, Didcot are in a good run at the minute, but Bashley are not to be underestimated tonight.
Indeed. I've just got a quick word. I want to fire it out there at Oxford_sports. If you're listening, all the W's, tell your friends, all the W's, oxfordsportsonline.co.uk. You'll see the little triangle and you can hear a live stream. Who changed the Twitter handle to Up the Bash? It's slightly different. It was Bashley FC News and different things, but Up the Bash is just got a little bit of carry-on tones there, I think, you know what I mean? But it is good, so don't forget, tweet us at Oxford_sports. It's myself, Selfy. I'm Selfy86 on the Twitter. Have you got a Twitter handle, Stevie?
I do, but offhand, I'm not sure what it is. I think it's Babs_Clare, I think it is.
Babs_Clare. Is that a Saturday night that went horribly wrong?
I don't like to talk about it.
Babs at the weekend only. Right, the two sides are coming off. They're going for their warm down. We are rapidly moving towards a kick-off this evening. And I'll let you run through the Didcot side first, Stephen.
Right, the Didcot side tonight, in goal, James Foster. At the back, I think we're playing 4 at the back tonight. Sam Elkins on the right, Luke Carnell and Adam Leroyd in the middle. James all going to be on the left-hand side. In midfield, we've got Andy Ballard, who moved to the club recently. Josh Baines is in midfield as well with Jack Self. Up front, Pablo Haysham and Jack Longford. Obviously missed someone out there.
It's a 4-3-3, I reckon. It's going to be Baines, Self and Ballard in the middle, and 3 up top. Coming in from the left to be Haysham, Mills through the centre, and Longford. It's the top goal scorer you missed.
You just stitched me up there. You don't normally come to me for the Didcot line. What's happening there?
Well, I just thought you've been in it a few weeks now. I thought I'd see if you were doing your homework, and I could see your scribbles down there, and it was all working really, really well. But it is a 4-3-3, Steve.
Okay.
It could have been a 4-4-2, but it's a 4-3-3. But that's the way they're going to play. Shall I do the opposite side for you?
I think you better now. You've stitched me up.
Bashley, I'll get this wrong now. Spoke to the Bashley management. In goal is Callum and Mayer. A back 4 from right to left of Dunn, Petty, Hammond and Moore. A midfield 4 from right to left of Dugdale, Morris, Hall, who is a captain, and Mayer D. I think that's which Mayer? That Dan Mayer. That's the one. Up front, McConey and Speechley Price, who did have a little twinge in his glutes. Leighton Speechley Price, just while they were on the warm up. But as we said, it is Division 1 South and West. We've seen this division throw up lots of different things, and we've seen last year. We've only got to look at last year for Didcot Town. Up until Christmas, it was a bit of a struggle. After Christmas, quite a run. Got themselves up in the mid-table. So, you're never out of this division, are you?
Well, you're not this time last year. Didcot were actually in Bashley's position. I think we were second bottom coming into November. By the turn of the year, we'd started to pick up a little bit, and by the end of the season, actually Didcot finished the form side, so teams can turn it around, and who knows who's going to be this season. It could be Bashley.
And anybody out there from Bashley that are listening or looking for a bit of a good luck omen, we have been soundly told off by the chairman and the manager of Didcot Town because we haven't brought them a lot of luck in the last 2 times we've visited here, have we?
Don't we know about it? Apparently we're not lucky at all here, and there's also history on Bashley's side in this actual fixture at the Luke Meadow. Didcot have yet to beat Bashley, certainly since I've been here.
Well, there we are. So that's should we pack up now then, put a bit of music on and disappear, because it's all looking one-way traffic towards Bashley. Bashley situated down in the New Forest, I believe. Is that correct? That's
right. Lovely little ground in the village there. They don't get big crowds, but it's a nice ground. I've been there a couple of times, and it's a very pleasant place to watch football.
And I have to say, whoever puts the website together, top bloke. I went through the differences of the games and looked at the fixtures and what have you. And for the pre-season friendly, it was 60-ish, the attendance. I thought that was absolutely brilliant. But they are followed by quite a few, 150, 160 at times. So they do have their own following, and it's lovely to have you along if you're listening tonight. Don't forget, tell your friends. All the W's, oxfordshire.sportsonline.co.uk. Hit the triangle at the top, and you will hear live commentary on tonight's game. What are you expecting from both sides? Stephen?
Well, I'm expecting Didcot to carry on their recent improvements. Certainly with the Didcot head on tonight, I'm hoping for a Didcot win, but I do appreciate there might be some Bashley fans listening in. I hope they come here and give it a good go. The pitch has improved in recent weeks. It's greened up a lot. I don't think there can be too many complaints about the playing surface down here at the minute. So if Bashley have come here to play football, I think we could have a pretty good game in front of us. Yeah,
I'm sorry. Just looking down to see who was using our table in front of us, but it's the man with the mic. It's the man that's going to read out all the players' names. Andy Ballard, what do you think of Andy Ballard as a signing?
I think he's an excellent player. He's got a really good reputation down here. He's got a lot of friends down here as well. I watched his debut for Didcot on Saturday, and the one thing he does bring to the side is an extremely long throw-in. I know that doesn't sound, for a football purist, particularly good, but it does bring an extra dimension to Didcot, especially with Luke Carnell and Adam Learoyd coming up for set pieces. I think that's going to pay some dividends this season.
Saw him play a lot against Oxford City in the Conference North last season and felt that sometimes the reliance on the long throw was a little bit too much, but when you talk about it, he's a footballer as well, was captain of Chesham before he came down, but a departure. Ben Whitehead makes his debut today for Banbury United in the Southern League Premier Division. He moved on, he gave a bit of service to the Railway man. Interesting decision to let him go?
Yeah, it was a bit of a surprise to me, that actually. Ben probably wasn't having his best season this year, but he's got a good left foot. He certainly gives you another dimension if you're trying to play down wide on the left, and he can switch over to the right hand side. And actually, without him, I hope that Ian Kincannon and Jamie Heapy have other options, or at least looking for someone else to play that role, because obviously with Josh Dutton Black at the moment carrying an injury, I worry about whether we're going to play a little bit too narrow.
OK, well, there you are. One thing I can tell you is one of the Bashley players has been offered an extraordinary amount of money to go and play elsewhere and has turned it down. I won't reveal the player's name because he just wants to play for Bashley, and he says, I'm in it with the rest of the boys and we're thoroughly enjoying it. So somebody there that flies in the face of the football mercenary who is doing the business. They've lost a player recently to Dorchester as well. They are bracing themselves for people to float by and try and pinch their players because they are really on a shoestring down there, and it's one of those clubs that you really want to see do well, but not tonight.
That's absolutely right. I mean, I as I've said earlier, Bashley, every time I've seen them, have actually given Didcot a bit of a lesson. I don't recall us getting any points down in away games, and we've had 2 draws and a defeat here. Bashley obviously are not having a great time at the moment, but let's hope they bounce back from the current financial plight they're in.
Indeed, they will. We are waiting for the 2 sides to come out. The referee today is Mr. Feltham, assisted by Mr. Cox and Mr. Peacock. The pitch was a bit bare, bit scruffy, bit lumpy after a tough summer up here, but as you say, it's sort of the grass is starting to look a little bit thicker and looking just about right. It's not bare by any stretch of the imagination for anybody out there wondering exactly what we're talking about, but it did take a lot of sunshine, didn't it? And there was little pockets that didn't pick up as well as they would do normally in pre-season, Steve.
I did say the pitch, there's no complaints, or can't be any complaints from the players tonight, but actually it does look better from the side than it does when you're on it. There are bearish patches on it, and the Luke Meadow is not like it used to be. The club used to be able to spend lots of money doing lots of work on it over the summer. We don't have the resources to do that now, so unfortunately we have to play on what the lads prepare, and they work very hard to do what they do. And actually it's not the best pitch you'll see in the Southern League this season, but it's not bad.
It's not bad. There will be worse, and I did in fact see worse in the FA Cup goals over the weekend. Just to let you know what we can see from our mince pies, we're sat right on the halfway line by the tunnel in the main stand. Opposite us is a standing area right from corner flag to corner flag with the 2 dugouts. The home dugout on the left of the halfway line as we face it, and on the right is the away dugout. Away to our right hand end, which we call the Sainsbury's end, has got the half-finished stand and a couple of seating stands either side as the 2 sides come out. And away to our left, down by Telly Tubby Hill end, because there's a big green mound in the background. And well, I won't talk about Tinky Winky, but needless to say, when the cold weather comes, we'll all be in that sort of mould. And we're in the main stand. The 2 sides come out, gold shirts, black shorts and black socks for Bashley, and the red shirts, white sleeves, white shorts and red socks for Didcot Town. Just to run through the 2 sides again for Didcot in goal, Foster. A back 4 of Organ, Learoyd, Carnell and Elkins. A midfield trio of Baines, Self and Ballard. Heysham, Mills and Longford, your top 3 on the bench. Heapy, Clark, McKernan and Dutton Black. For Bashley in goal, it is Maher. In back four is Dunn, Petty, Hammond and Moore from right to left. And then we have a midfield quartet of Dugdale, Morris, Hall and Mayer. And that is Dan Mayer. Up front is Leighton, Speechley, Price, because there are 2 Speechley Prices on the books down there, as well as the manager. And McConey at the top of the park. Their bench is Bosma, Kinley and Crook. As I say, the referee goes out there. So we know that Didcot passed the ball, and they have passed the ball. Has it been have Didcot always been renowned for passing the ball, or has this season just been really nice to see?
It has been nice to see this season. Traditionally, I think, if you go back to we can't keep carping back to the Vars years, but we do. And clearly, we had a fantastic side then that did play the ball around. I think in subsequent years, when we got promoted to the Southern League Premier Division, you're up against different sorts of teams, and I think we did go more direct for a while. But now, the players we got here at the moment, I think the game lends itself to a game on the floor.
Jack Longford scoring a couple at the weekend. Pablo Hainsham has dropped in with a couple of goals, but the man that catches the plaudits is John Mills. How many has he got for the season now?
It always takes me a while to jot up. I think he's on 23 at the moment. 23
midway through October, and he has been in imperious form. If it falls to him in the penalty area, 9 times out of 10 he normally hits the back of the net, but he does have games where he doesn't hit the back of the net, as we can testify with the FA Cup match at Beaconsfield SYCOB.
Yeah, he should have had a hat-trick that night.
He should have had a hat-trick that night, but did everything but score. The referee is just making sure the pleasantries are over. It looks like the two sides are going to stay in their respective positions. In the first half, Didcot will play from my left to my right, attacking the goal at the Sainsbury's end, whilst Bashley will attack the Telly, Tubby, Hill end. You are listening to Oxford Sports Online, brought to you via Oxbox.tv's radio player and indeed our own radio player on all the W's, oxfordsportsonline.co.uk, and tweet us at Oxford_sports, because it's at Didcot Town FC versus at Up the Bash. What a great name. I do love that. It is time for us now. The referee counts up to 11. Historically, that takes an awful long time for the young-looking referee, Mr. Feltham, and it's going to be Bashley that start the ball rolling when the referee gets a shrill peep of his little whistle. And that will be it. Just checks with the keepers. He's checked everything, this referee. All he needs is another watch, and I'll still be talking for another 5 minutes. He's still not ready to blow that whistle. What is he doing? What is he doing? There we go. We're off and running here. Bashley take it, and the first person onto the ball is Hall. Lays it out far side, but puts it straight out. Spread betters. That is within 1.5 seconds if you had the first throw in for Didcot inside the first second and a half.
Yeah, that was very dodgy. Do you remember the West Ham one a few years ago?
All we need is the lights to go off on 23 minutes, and I'm really rich tonight. I don't want to say anything, but I'm really rich. It is a throw on the far side, and Organ has the ball in his hand midway inside the Didcot half. Throws it long. A little flick on by Haynsham. Self picks it up, turns it long. Mills tries to get it behind the back four. He's got a chance. Keeper's backing away. Mills gets the ball down right on the apex of the box, being taken on there by Hammond. Lets a little layoff. Haysham's into the box. It's gone down, and the referee has given a penalty inside the first minute. 45 seconds. Haysham brought down after a layoff by Mills, and it's a penalty that was quick, and not a lot of arguments either there.
No arguments whatsoever. None of the Bashley players are disputing that one. It was a really good bit of work, although the Bashley backline were caught square. John Mills broke clear. He showed a bit of composure, back-heeled it into Pablo Haysham's path, and he just got brought down as he tried to take him around him. There's absolutely no question that was a penalty.
In fairness, he's done really well. Haysham shaped to literally play the ball into the box, but went past the fullback caught square. Here comes Mills with the penalty. Keeper in goal, rolls it into the back of the net. It's 1-0 Didcot. Keeper goes away to his right. Ball goes down the centre. 1-0 Didcot inside the first minute. And it's Mills with number 24 from the spot after Haysham was upended. And they've got to build on this. Really, Didcot, the last thing they've got to do. I've seen a few games, covered the Oxford United Bristol City game. Bristol City goal up after 3 minutes, thought they were going to coast it. They're top of League One, but in the end, Oxford forced them all the way, and Oxford eventually won. And the same with West Bromwich Albion, got them in the Carling Capital Cup. And what did they do? They scored early, thought it was a case of how many can we get, and then fell apart. But Didcot can't do the same tonight.
It's really important Didcot keep playing the way they've started. They've obviously started on the front foot. Let's not take the foot off the gas. And actually, you and me don't need reminding that Didcot can give away leads, as they did the last time we were here a couple of weeks ago when they were 3-0 up. So
Reading Shaw Cup, they were 3-0 up, 73 minutes, 3-1, 3-2 on 75. And then on 81, it was 3 apiece. McConey battling on the far side with Leroy. Leroy comes forward, rolls it up, cut out there quite easily. McConey just goes late on Leroy, taken quickly by Ballard, trying to find Mills. A little bit of a loose clearance there by Petty. And in the end, it's hooked away by Bashley. Chance again. Ballard gets onto it, plays it up to Longford. Longford on his chest, 15 yards inside the half of Bashley. Plays it back to the right back, Elkins on the halfway line, who turns it back to Carnell. Carnell will just roll it into the feet of Baines. Baines inside the centre circle on Didcot's side. Plays it on this near side to Longford. First time turn around the corner. Mills is in behind again. He's got Petty with him. Rolls it across to the penalty spot. Coming across, goes right across. Who can get on the back of it? Baines can't get there. Slides in. Good tackle. Good clearing up by Hammond on the far side. By Bashley. Tries to play it away. Doesn't get it away very far as well. Could be rolled into the feet of Haysham. Haysham on the back. Lays it back to Longford. Longford fires it in. Ricochet goes wide. Corner to Didcot. And at the moment, Bashley have got a rash. It's called Didcot Town because it's all over them.
Brilliant start for Didcot, and what a superb ball round the corner there. I think that was by Jack Longford, but it released John Mills again. It was a fantastic pass.
It was actually Longford to Ballard, and Ballard hooked it round the corner first time, and Mills is suddenly getting in behind Petty and Hammond. Corner on the far side. Trying to see as they block the line away who's going to swing this in. I think it's Sam Elkins who's gone across there to whip this corner in on the far side. Lifts it into the near post, bounces, comes right at the back. Carnell, giant centre half, but Didcot will get onto the football. Can he turn it back in? It's not the greatest ball in. Haysham inside the box, back to goal, back to Carnell. Carnell first time ball in, right across the face of goal. Comes to Elkins. Elkins now onto his left peg, down by the dead ball line, flicks it across inside the post, and it's turned in. Flag I think has gone up on this near side. No, it's gone in, and the goal scorer is Adam Leroy for 2. I thought the flag had gone up on the near side, and I think that's Leroy that stabbed it in. It's John Mills again, is it? John Mills is the man that's in the right place at the right time. Great work by Elkins on the far side. Fired it across the face goal, hit the inside of the post and came out to John Mills. You're quite correct. He stabbed it in from close range, and it's 2-0, Steve.
What a start. I'm actually shell-shocked. One thing I was going to point out at the start, Bashley look a very, very young side. They look almost as young as the referee this evening, but this will be a really tough thing, I think, for these young lads to come back from, because they've been hit by 2 really quick early blows there from Didcot, and both John Mills, well, he's absolutely on fire at the moment.
Well, they say you make your own luck, and he just got himself in a 6-yard box. Ballard now steps away with the football. Halfway line, pirouettes, goes back to Baines. Baines puts a bit of a Gary Owen up, and on the far side it's headed away by Dunn. That'll be a throw to Didcot on the halfway line. We're 5 minutes into our broadcast of this Southern League Division 1 South and West game between Didcot Town and Bashley, and currently it is Didcot 2, Bashley 0, and Didcot setting about Bashley really, really quickly tonight. Leroy squares it from left to right to Carnell. Carnell, midway point of his own half for Didcot. The captain comes forward, tries to lift it down there. Sam Elkins is already on his way back. Didn't trust the right peg there of Luke Carnell.
No, I've seen Luke have better distribution than that. That wasn't his finest moment.
Ball is with Longford. Longford back to Elkins. Elkins inside his own half. Tries to curl one in the channel. Nice cushioned header away there. Now Bashley try and build from the back. Moore is caught in possession there by Ballard. Ballard rolls it into the feet of Mills. Can he get a hat-trick? No, he's offside. The flag is up. Mayer gathers safely and bowls it out to Dunn. Dunn makes a little bit of a mistake on the edge of his box, but does manage to fear it out on the far side to Dugdale. Dugdale goes down the channel and ducked out the way by Leroy. Through it goes to the white shirt, white shorts and white socks of the Didcot keeper Foster, who just bowls it out very quickly to Self, and Self will be looking to start things off and goes back to Foster, and in the end Foster larrups a long ball up near side. Moore just inside his own half of Bashley. Little header into the middle of the park, finds Morris. Morris back to Moore. Moore round the corner here to Mayer. Mayer tries to turn it on. Good tackle there by Self in the middle of the park. Ball squirts away near side. Bashley on the halfway line. Try and go forward again. Again, Self's in there. Nice strong challenge there by the wee man in the middle of the park on Captain Haw. And Haw can't do no more than fend the ball away for a throw into Didcot on the halfway line. They lead by 2-0. You're listening to Oxford Sports Online. If you want to follow us on Twitter, please do so at Oxford_sports. Elkins gets the ball from Carnell and rolls it back to Foster. And Foster stabs it out first time to Baines. Baines gathering it just outside his own 18-yard box. But as a sprint down the left-hand side, he goes looking for the run on the far side. He's got Haysham trying to make yards, tries to slip it in. But in the end, it's just gone in behind. It's Organ that's made his way all the way down on the far side. And the flag's gone up as he's gone too early. They're lively. You do wonder sometimes when you get too early that too many players will suddenly think, hang on, it's the Alamo, we can all go and get one.
Yeah, and actually you look at the way Didcot at times have set up in the first 5 minutes. They're playing through at the back. I mean, it looks like Organ and Elkins have already been given the licence almost to push forward. But you're right. What you don't want to do is become complacent.
You don't want to think that, I could get a goal here.
Yeah.
And suddenly make it very, very uncomfortable. Stick to your jobs, keep your discipline. As ball in the middle of the park is won by Ballard. Ballard just hooks it high in the sky. Not a great ball. Dunn brings it down. Heysham gets it. Dunn plays it forward. Turned on very quickly by Dugdale. And away for a throw for Didcot. Some 6 yards inside their own half, which left back Organ will take. Little throw into Heysham. Heysham plays it back to Organ. Organ goes further back towards his 18-yard box to Leroy. McConey's there, but he turns it back to Foster. McConey working his socks off. And it's played as McConey shuts down the keeper. Back out on the left to Leroy. Leroy, the centre half. Plenty of options there. Self goes short. But he's going to try the long drive down a channel. Going on the far side, Hammond and Mills. Mills will get there. Just about on the apex of the Bashley box here. Mills, 2 goals already. Holds it up nicely. He's got Self just in behind, but goes for the crossfield ball to the right back. Elkins, 5 yards shy of the apex of the Bashley box. Plays it outside. Little chance to be stabbed in by Longford. Elkins turns it long and across the face of goal with a bit too much loop. And in the end, it's turned away far side by Bashley, where Dunn finds Dugdale. Dugdale tries to play it down the line. Cut out by Heysham, and that's a throw to Bashley, some 10 yards inside of their own half, which the right back Dunn will take. You've got to say that at the moment, Didcot are finding space everywhere.
They are, but you got to give Bashley some credit for a young side. I know there's still 80 odd minutes to go, but their heads haven't gone down at all. They look like they want the ball. They're screaming for it out there. They don't seem to have been totally knocked sideways by this two goal start.
Indeed, Bashley will, and that's one thing that they'll need is spirit. Wherever you are in any sport, any team sport, there'll be days when things are great and there'll be days when things are wrong. And as I say, Didcot were 3-0 up against Northley in the Reading Shore Cup, and after 73 minutes they were coasting it. There was just one side in it. They were knocking the ball around for fun. Everything was rather easy. They pegged back to 3 apiece, then they went 4-3 up, pegged back to 4 apiece and lost on penalties. So it can happen. Good work there by Elkins, finding Ballard. Ballard dead centre of his own half. Little square board there to Leroy. Leroy will come back inside to Self. He's got an absolute acre of space there. He's coming forward. He's just going to go for the one out on the far side. Mills comes in, just beaten in the air on the far side by Dunn. And Dugdale picks it up for Bashley, 10 yards inside his own half. Plays a flat ball into the middle of the park because it's straight to Heysham. Heysham gets away from his man, but just slips on doing so. Tied it up quite nicely there by Petty. Petty finds the man on the near side, Mayer. Mayer tries to go forward and find the Speechley Price, but doesn't. And Didcot pick up the ball again, and again it's just driven long. They may be going a tad longer than I've seen them in many days. Didcot, they're trying to get the ball forward at every opportunity. Good work by Baines. Baines into Mills. Mills to Ballard. Ballard, midway point of the Bashley half, comes out to the right back now. Elkins back to Ballard. Ballard with a chance to look forward. Will he have a dart fully from 30 yards? Drills it. That stung the rub there of Longford. Ballard does well, shrugs his man off, turns away from one. Still in possession of the football, finds the left back now. Organ into the feet of Mills, laid off to Ballard. Ballard's got no real options. He'll have to come out and play it back to the right back Elkins. Elkins will try and play it to Self. Self ducks out the way and it goes through to Leroy. Leroy on the halfway line. This is all Didcot now. Plays it to the man on the line there. Heysham comes in off that left touchline, back inside the centre circle, Bashley side. Whips it out near side to Longford, who takes it down beautifully. 2-goal Jack Longford from the weekend. Rolls it back now to Elkins. Elkins into Heysham. Didcot stringing a lot of passes together. Just shows too much there. And then Morris gets a toe in it. It's up to Self to tidy up. Takes it away from Speechley Price and gives it to Carnell and gets the ball back. Opens his body up, looking for an outball. And the outball will be Carnell. Carnell now, he's got somebody on this near side. Longford comes and plays like a right back. Knocks a long ball over the top, and again there's a chance here. Nicely chested down there by Hammond. Hammond now finds Moore, and Moore will try and go long for Bashley. Carnell's reading that. Speechley Price gives it up, and that will run through to the Didcot keeper, Foster, and they really are knocking it around quite nicely.
Yeah, really good spell of possession there for Didcot. I think Bashley have touched the ball about twice in the last 3 or 4 minutes, so I think Didcot doing the right thing. Keep the ball, keep possession, and I think it might be stating the obvious, but I think there should be more goals to come.
There we are. And you are stating the obvious. Just to let you know. It could be for Bashley, though. That's where that's what I'm saying. But it's Self on the ball, gets it from Leroy, just into the feet there of Mills. Mills is allowed to turn, plays it past Morris to Ballard. Ballard finds Heysham. Heysham's got free roam at the moment. He's coming off one flank and the other. Elkins swaps passes there with Heysham. Heysham to Longford. Longford will look for the man in front, rolls it into the feet there of Mills. Mills' layoff finds Elkins, who goes from offside to one side. Linesman on the near side is like an eagle-eyed action man, and his arm goes up really swiftly.
You know, if this finishes 2-0, I'm going to remind you of that comment.
Well, you know, there we are. And if we get one more goal, I'll remind you that it didn't finish the way you thought it was going to. We are 12 minutes into the first half of this Southern League Division 1 South and West game between Didcot and Bashley. And it is 2-goal John Mills and 2-goal Didcot that lead the way. Ball over the top again. Now sprinting back towards his own goal. Hammond has got Mills for company, and he really is putting a lot of pressure on Hammond, who finally fires the ball out on the far side. That'll be a throw to Didcot midway inside the half of Bashley, and it's taken very, very quickly. Organs onto the football. Finds Haysham. Haysham is tight on the touchline. Organ's gone inside, but it's a loose ball by Haysham. He rolls it straight to Mayer. Dan Mayer this time tries to play it back and does so. Finds Morris. Morris finds Dugdale. Dugdale tries to turn it back to Dunn. And Dunn will have to go all the way back to the keeper because it was a little bit sloppy there. They tried to keep possession. And in the end, Mayer in goal. Plays it out on his near side to left back Moore. Moore goes back to Petty. Petty gets himself in a 2 and 8 there. And Longford's doing exceptionally well to put him under pressure. And the ball dribbles away. And it's a little horizontal flag saying a goal kick. But generally, we've had some action. And don't forget, you can follow us on Twitter at Oxford_sports. You're listening to Oxford Sports Online. If you go to the website or the W's, oxfordsportsonline.co.uk, you will find out all about us, as well as find a little black triangle, which brings you live commentary of a lot of sporting events in the world of Oxfordshire. Next time out, it will be the Oxford City Stars against Bracknell, and they will be playing on Sunday evening. The Stars need a little bit of a break. Ballard plays it near side to Longford. Longford just holds it up nicely, comes back some 15 yards to the halfway line to Elkins. Elkins finds Carnell. Carnell finds Leroy by squaring it out to the left. Into the feet of Baines on the halfway line. Didcot still building. And they're trying to go forward now. Ball into the feet of Mills. Mills back to Ballard. Ballard, little ball over the top. Baines will continue his run. And in the end, Dunn just hooks it back towards his own keeper, who catches it like a full-back in rugby. And Mayer now drop kicks it long, but McConey will have to do exceptionally well there, although Carnell will have to watch it all the way back. And it bounces before McConey can get there. And it seems to me that already Bashley defending stoutly, although 2 goals down, and going as long at every opportunity.
Yeah, it looks like that's their route forward at the minute, isn't it? They're not playing it through midfield at all. They've got a couple of quick strikers, and they're just playing over the top. Hopefully Didcot can read that fairly simply and deal with it. But I think it'll be good to keep the ball again. Didcot, they've given the ball away a couple of times in the last couple of minutes. So
it's quite difficult, the pitch. I'm watching it bobble quite a bit. But Baines and Self exchange passes. Self gets it back. Little ball forward to Haysham. Haysham with oodles of space now, looking for the runner. Mills is round the back. This could be the hat-trick. He's in, low past the keeper, but wide of the keeper's right-hand post. Excellent play there. 2 passes. Self to Haysham. Haysham round past the centre half. Petty. Mills is onto it. He's rolled it under the keeper's leg, but just wide of the keeper's right-hand post. Could have been 3.
Well, it should have been 3. And as you said, it was a great break there from Jack Self, and then he fed Haysham about 30 yards out, and his ball just outside the defender. He was trying to play offside, but he was nowhere near it. And actually, Mills will kick himself there. That really should have been 3-0 and a hat-trick in, less than 20 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing that John's doing is he's got a substitution straight away. Mr. Speechley Price is being removed from the field of play. He said he had a tight glute, and that's a buttock, really, I suppose, but gluteus maximus, one of the powerful muscles before the start of the game, and he has been replaced. We'll let you know exactly who's on. It is Bosma that has come on for Speechley Price, and that's the first card played already by the manager on the fast. And I have to say, I had a long chat with the number 1 and number 2 on the manager and the assistant manager. They know what they're up against, and they're incredibly happy with everything they've got and all the players they've got, and they just, it's one of those refreshing things. I think they're going to have their battles. They're going to have their times when things aren't great, like a goal after 45 seconds. But they've got a happy bunch, and they're building. It's the sort of thing, if this side stays together, flag goes up as it goes through for Mills. Side stays together, it will learn from a little bit of adversity, won't it?
I think you can almost tell that they're bonded together, can't you? Because their heads haven't dropped at all. That they clearly are a young side. And they're all working for each other, and you've got to give them a lot of respect for that, for being 2-0 down after less than 5 minutes. Actually, I've been really impressed.
Okay, Mills has got a chance through the centre again. He's into the box on his left leg. Fires it. Great save by Mayer this time. Could have had ball now. I'm not being funny, that was so simple. Again, the back line was fractured. The two centre-halves, Petty and Hammond, were in different postcodes, and he's just stolen between the two, and he's got past his man, and out come Mayer to save with his body. He's having some chances.
He could have had 4 now. As much as I'm giving Bashley credit, they clearly are a team that shipped goals. I think they conceded 6 in their last outing against Wantage, and you can see why. At the back, they seem all to see at times.
Yeah, here comes the corner from Elkins. It's a high-hanging one. Target Leroy. Leroy gets it goalwards. Hasham can't get there. Edge of the box played in by Longford. He'll play it back out to the far side. Elkins fires it again. Right boot again. Leroy's there. Heads it in. Hits the crossbar. Carnell was coming in, and it just tipped over by the keeper, Mayer. It's a third corner. You're looking for a big leader, aren't you, for Bashley? You're just looking for that big leader at the back that's going to say, right, come on. Their captain's Hall, the number 6. We've seen him sort of pushed off the ball by Self already, and you're just thinking they need that big player, that big man.
I think they're possibly the youngest looking side I've ever seen in the Southern League, and that's not always going to be a criticism of a team, but you do need some older heads.
So you're saying it's Didcot versus Bashley under 13s?
Well, seriously, there doesn't appear to be anyone over 25 years of age in their side.
You're quite right, but side you have to be what's put in front of you as the corner comes in again. Edge of the box, headed in by Mills, just over the top of the crossbar. And that's from 18 yards there. He's had a free header. It's popped right on his head there by Elkins with the corner kick as well. But Bashley lived to breathe again. 19th minute of the game. Didcot 2, Bashley 0. You listen to Ultra Sports Online. All the W's, ultrasportsonline.co.uk. As I say, we cover rugby, dart, blues we've been covering as well, as all the local sides as well, from Banbury to Oxford City to Northley to Wantage to Didcot. And obviously beyond, we get on to everybody's case. And we cover as much as we can, including Oxford Futsal, the national under-19 champions who are doing well in the men's league this year, and Oxford City Stars, who are up in NIHL League 1. We're back on air at 6 o'clock on Sunday as they take on Bracknell, which will be a tough assignment yet again. Bashley tried to manufacture something on the far side. Morris doesn't get the ball back, goes out for a throw for Didcot, just left with their own 18-yard box. All the W's, and you can follow us on Twitter at Oxford_sports. 20 minutes gone. They've just got to settle down a bit now, Didcot, haven't they? They've carved a couple of chances there, haven't taken them, but from a Didcot's perspective, it's a case of being disciplined and taking the chances that are afforded to you.
Yeah.
From Bashley, containment, trying to drive forward. Good work here from Morris. Morris with a nice little ball into the substitute Bosma. Bosma, though, plays it in behind this Hall, and now Longford's on the break for Didcot. Halfway line, tries to go past. Excellent bit of defensive work there by Moore. Moore feeds it forward, and now there's a chance, but Self gets back and tidies up for Didcot after a loose touch by Bosma, and that's a great ball down the line from Self to Longford on the halfway line. Longford will feed it back to Self again. Self got a bit of space to drive forward to the halfway line. Little dink over the top. Mills just checked, thought he was offside, couldn't really see from this angle. I suppose the moment he would have went to the ball, he would have been.
Yeah, I think he probably was offside, and the referee's assistant would have given that, but it was a good idea for himself.
There we are, long ball out from Bashley, headed away by Carnell. Elkins back to Carnell. Carnell stabs it out under the shadow of the roof here by the main stand. Elkins, who fired the shot in that came off the inside of the post for Mills to get his second in the 5th minute. Plays it down the line, but straight out of play. What do you want to see? What would you want to see from Didcot, and what would you want to see from Bashley?
I'd like to see Didcot retain the ball as they did for a spell about 10 minutes ago. Just to calm things down a little bit. And Bashley, actually, I think Bashley just need to keep doing what they're doing. Certainly, you can't fault their efforts. I do actually think if they are going to get back into it, the lad up front, Clive McConey's got a lot of pace, and it might not be subtle if they do get back into it, but you wouldn't say Adam Leroy and Luke Connell are the quickest around, and that might be a way back in for him if they can get the right ball to him, but they haven't managed to do that yet, but he certainly looks alive while we're up front.
South battling in the middle of the park with Edward Hall, gets it away from Hall as well. More on this near side out jump from Longford. And at the end, the ball just squirts off the head there of Longford. That'll be a throw to Bashley, about midway inside their own half, down their left-hand side. We're into the 22nd minute, midway through the first half. Nice feed there by Mayer, but it's just caught by Elkins and Longford. And that's a free kick to Bashley, about 3 yards in from this near touchline. They're left. They've taken it quickly. And it's Petty that squirts it out on the far side to Hammond. Hammond now will go further out to the right back, Dunn on the halfway line. Stops it, comes back inside. This time it's going to be Petty. It just drills a long ball over the head of McConey, right through to Foster. A little bit of a wasted ball there. They've got to try and get it into his body, and Carnell will find Self. Self trying to orchestrate things again, finds Baines. Baines will just drop it back to Self again. Self will play it back to Carnell. They just retain possession really well, this Didcot side. They're not afraid to use 2 passes or 3 passes if needs be. Self is pirouetted. He's got a lot of space there. Finds Longford. Longford finds Carnell. Again, Carnell will go back to Self. Self this time got a wall of 2, comes away. He's got to go over the top again. Chance for Mills again. He gets onto a great ball for himself. Mills goes into the box. Excellent covering tackle there by Hammond. But again, they just teased the Bashley's line up for some space, didn't they?
Another great ball over the top. That time from Jack Self. Found Mills in space again. His first touch wasn't brilliant, and it was actually a good bit of defending. But it's a corner to Didcot. And again, I think...
You are very hard to please, aren't you? I thought you took it down quite nicely, but you must have been some player.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm not saying anything.
Oh,
we'll leave it there, actually.
You were a good player.
I'm happy with that.
I've Googled you in the nicest possible way. Corner coming in from Elkins. It's from the Bashley left-hand side. At the goal away to my right. It's high-hanging. Leroy's there. Easy header, but straight into the arms of the keeper, Mayer. But, again, every facet of play at the moment, Bashley look a little bit susceptible doing it. The passing, the long ball, the high ball into the box. Nothing looks comfortable for them.
No.
But they've managed to smuggle it away. Morris, nice little turn around the corner there to Hammond. Hammond into the feet of Hall. Hall lays it off to Morris. Morris inside to centre circle on the Bashley side. Goes back to the number 5, Hammond. Hammond, though, has to give it away under pressure from Ballard. Self picks it up halfway line. Looks for a bit of help. Finds Baines. Baines just squares it into the feet of Haysham, who's popping up just about everywhere today. And he goes back to Carnell. Carnell will find Self, the ever-willing recipient of the football. It's looking for a bit of width, and all of a sudden Longford have got tight in, and Andy Ballard was playing left wing. But it's into the feet of Mills. Mills will roll it back, and Carnell's there again. Didcot have just got to be patient here. They haven't got to try and find the quick ball sometimes, as Elkins now will just step inside his man Mayer. Dan Mayer goes through, tries to curl it round like he did earlier on, but it's easily cut out that time by Petty. Petty finds Morris. Morris finds Moore. Moore down the line here to Mayer. Mayer's rubbed by Elkins, but the ball runs free in the centre of the Bashley half to Morris. Morris squares it from right to left, and now it goes out to Dunn. Dunn on the charge on the far side, faced by Ballard for Didcot. Little toe in behind the back four, but the man in front, Dugdale, won't get there, and it goes through for a goal kick. But, Didcot have got to be careful. They've got a lot of time, a lot of space. They can pick a pass. If they get too narrow, that obviously showed there because Longford had gone in and Ballard ended up on the far side and Haysham was centre back. But that they can lose that discipline, they'll lose their shape, won't they?
Absolutely, and as I said, I think at times they look to be playing 5 in midfield now, Didcot, and with Bashley also with a number of midfielders almost sitting just in the middle of the park. It's quite congested, and you can see James Organ getting a bit frustrated. He's not seeing much of the ball. They just have to, like I said, they have to be patient and not try and rush things.
There we are, nice little bit of football again. Didcot just holding it. Ballard wants it. Into the feet of Haysham, who comes short. Spins, got Morris for company. Turns away, goes back to Self. Self will play it back to Carnell. Again, don't rush it, just play your football again. Self opens his body up, now looks left-hand side to Leroy. Just keep feathering the ball around, there will be a chance. All of a sudden, the runners are there. Bashley holding a very, very high line now. The very high. Mills is running off a line. Haysham's running off a line, and Longford about 6 or 7 yards inside their own half, and the ball's only 6 or 7 yards inside the Didcot half. Haysham gets it now. They're trying to squeeze the game up, Bashley, and make it very sort of congested because they know that at the moment Didcot are playing football, but all of a sudden the back four's up to the halfway line and it's all being caught in the middle third, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Bashley are doing pretty well in the last 5 minutes. They've frustrated Didcot. They're not looking a threat, but actually you can see Didcot getting quite annoyed with each other at times, and they're not finding the space that they saw earlier in the game. And I think all credit to Bashley for that. Yeah,
they're just trying to concertina the whole of the game. We saw there, as I say, from one lip of the centre circle to the other, there was virtually every player apart from the 2 keepers in there, and that tightened up all the space. Carnell comes wide for Didcot, the captain. He's levelled his own 18-yard box, plays it in field to Self. Self is very industrious in the middle of the park, starts galloping some yards and rolls it into the feet of Haysham. Haysham picks it up nicely and finds Ballard. Ballard finds Self. Self again, now faced by the substitute outside the boot. What a nice ball that is as well there to Organ. Organ tries to stab it in first time, and it's blocked by the returning right back, Dunn. But that's what happens if you play football. You can tease some space.
That's right, and to be fair to Didcot, they're actually they are trying to do the right thing, but it's just not coming at the moment.
What a shot from distance there from Ballard. Kept it low and flat, 40 yards out, but it just flashed wide of Mayer's right-hand post. Goal kick taken very quickly by Bashley. But they've just got to believe in a way. It sounds like we're trying to ensure Didcot go out there, but football is, as the famous James Peter Greaves said, a funny old game. One goal changes the whole complexion of the game. Excellent tackle there by Self, who wins the ball, gets it to Leroyd. Leroyd finds Self finds Ballard. Ballard rolls it back to Leroyd. A little example there of how to just keep working, really. Very easy to switch off in a game of football where you feel you're very much in control. Elkins exchanges passes now, the right back with Carnell. Carnell just outside his own 18-yard box to Leroyd, and Leroyd will feed the ball up to Haysham. Haysham's got Organ on the overlap. Just takes a touch and sells Organ a little bit short. And Leroyd now with the ball at his feet, the centre half for Didcot. He's got a lot of options, but no great options, if that makes sense. A lot of options coming short, but nobody really looking as though they can turn, spin and open a little bit of space. Carnell receives it, feeds Self. Self has got Elkins on the right. Little dink ball over the top. Oh, that looked tight to me. Looked tight to me. Flag's gone up for Mills there, but we're virtually in line with that. You can hear the crowd in the background there. That did look an awful tight one.
Well, you're right. We're not in line, so maybe it was offside, but you sort of get a feeling, don't you, when it's offside or not? And actually, the player reactions, I don't think that was offside, but it's difficult to tell.
You just fancy that because John arcs his runs really well, and because it was a little lofted ball of some 30 yards, you just fancied that actually was one of those where the linesman watches the ball drop at the bloke's feet and goes, oh, he's offside. Yeah. And but he's done all his exams. He's a very, very, very good linesman. He's just having a bad day at the office. You know?
Yeah. You know, everyone's allowed one, aren't they?
So 3. Anyway, that's just my opinion. Leroyd with a free kick after a foul there on Pablo Haysham by Morris, who had a little chat with the referee. We are into the 29th minute, and Leroyd is looking there. He does want to go too straight, and in the end he goes short to Organ as the run goes into the feet there of Haysham. Haysham under pressure from Morris. Good, tenacious tackling there by Morris in the middle of the park. McConey can't keep it up. Oh, and there's a little bit of afters between Haysham and Morris, the same two that have just got together, and now the referee's going to have a word with Pablo. And Pablo is being called over to the referee, who is Mr. Felton. Funny he lived in Middlesex. That would be good, wouldn't it?
It would be. It's just slightly spelt different.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, Felton.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was always dyslexic at school. You know, point out to me. You listen to Oxford Sports Online with a dyslexic commentator by the sounds of it. I'm sure I've got all the names wrong so far as well. But it's Didcot 2, Bashley 0. As the long free kick goes forward. Up goes the left-hand side midfielder Mayer and Elkins. But it is 2-0. You listen to all the W's, oxfordsportsonline.co.uk. Go there, visit, find old games to listen to as well. Just hit the black triangle. You can hear us live. Long ball into the box there. Didcot headed away by Leroyd. Edge of the box. Hall with a flashing shot. Bounces into the turf. Loses all its pace. Headed away by Leroyd. Ballard's beaten to the ball. And in the end, it's hooked long by Leroyd. Mills tries to put pressure. Mayer, the keeper's a long way out of his goal. Midway inside his own half, and he's hooked a high left-footed ball out to the far side. Left-back Organ battling away with Dugdale. Does exceptionally well. McConey shot from 22 yards, and he's hit a very high fence behind a goal. So that was a long way over the crossbar. That was a long way, but it's an attempt off target, though. It's
their second shot of the game, so fair play to them. They are at least pressing, but that was a very wayward effort. The chairman nearly had to run and get that.
Elkins got McConey. McConey feeling a little bit sore after that miss there, because he chased back as though his life depended on it, and now he's blowing out of his earlobe. Self picks the ball up, goes out left-hand side. Chance there. Will it get there? It does get there. It's Organ, the fullback, that gets there first. Midway inside the half, comes in off that far touchline, rolls it into the feet of Mills. Mills stabs it around the corner. Organ, the left-back, will go there again. Tries to turn it on. Good defensive work by Dunn. That will be a corner, and that will be swung in from the right-hand side. Didcot's fifth of the first half, and we've had some 31 minutes. 2-0 they lead. 2 John Mills goals. A penalty after Haysham was brought down in the first minute. And on the fifth minute, Elkins, after a corner, flashed a shot against the inside of the post, the keeper's left-hand post, and bounced into the box to somebody with 24 goals. That's what you don't want from a yard, and he finished it rather easily. Corner coming in from Elkins again, far side, down at the Sainsbury's end of the ground. Carnell will be the target. Leroyd's there, and indeed Ballard some size as well. Here comes the corner, hung high, near post, flicked on, off the head of Longford. just grazed his head. Leroy battling there as well, does exceptionally well. Got a bit of help here from Baines. Baines back through the hole, great ball, finds just inside the box Mills. Mills tries to spin away. Excellent tackle there by Petty. That'll be corner number 6 as Didcot tried to up the ante towards the half-hour mark in this Division 1 South and West game here at the Didcot Engineer and Luke Meadows Stadium. Decent crowd in tonight, Steve?
Yeah, it is, yeah. The crowds haven't been quite so good in recent years, but I think we've got a good crowd. They will watch Didcot when we're doing well, and we're third in the table, so I'm not surprised.
Fickle fans, eh? Fickle fans all over the place. Whether you're Speedway, Oxford, City Stars, Ice Hockey, you can always get a fickle fan. Long ball into the box from the corner again. Good header by Carnell, headed away on the far side. And then it's a double header as well as Mayo gets it away for a throw to Didcot, level with the 18-yard box of Bashley, coming in from the Bashley right-hand side. But you find that there's a floating fans and the diehards, aren't there?
I'm certainly not going to criticise. The cost of watching football nowadays is preposterous. So I respect people to they obviously want to come and watch a winning side, don't they? But
I was just. You're trying to go at me again. It's going to be a long throw. I wonder if this is Mr. Ballard. The Mr. Ballard has a very long throw, and it is a long throw. Looking to the near post, it comes off with Leroy and finally cleared. And as far as Elkins 35 yards from goal, fires a shot in. What a good effort it was too. Keeper Mayer goes down to his left-hand side and shovels it round the post, and that was flashing towards the bottom corner, and that was a fine strike there. And again, Ballard's long throw was just like a set piece. Elkins with the corner comes in from this near side. It will come in from the left of Bashley. Asham goes short with Elkins. Little 1-2. Back it goes to Elkins. Elkins tries to lift it in. Blocked by the rear of a Bashley player. Turned in by Baines. High, hanging up there. Headed away again. Who's going to get onto the loose ball? Baines does. Little touch. Plays it out now to Leroy. Leroy stands it back over the box. Near side. In behind. Haysham will try and get there. Does get there. Plays it against his man. That'll be corner number 8. It's a lot of pressure now from Didcot. 3 corners in the space of 2 minutes.
I wouldn't go short if I were Didcot. Every time they've got the ball in the box, they've got a Didcot head on it. So I actually wouldn't play it short. I think Leroy and Carnell look like they're going to score every time the ball goes in the box.
Indeed, they do. Elkins will be taking this at the goal away to my right-hand side. The right back will wrap his right peg around it. There it goes. High hanging ball. The target's Carnell. Leroy, what a good header. It is Carnell from 10 yards. It's into the bottom corner. And he just popped it on his head and he's just buried it in from some 8 yards. It's 3-0 to Didcot down, 35 on the clock. And as you said, why go short when you can do that?
Well, yeah, I mean, Didcot often look a threat at set pieces against every side they play against, but particularly tonight, Bashley aren't a particularly big side, and at set pieces Didcot have threatened every time. So I think that's been on the cards, and that should calm any nerves probably just before half time.
One of the questions now, Bashley have gone some 30 minutes without really conceding and trying to get themselves back into the game. You want to know what that does to their body language, their psyche. They're now going to try and build again. Good header by Carnell. Self again tries to run it down the side for Longford. Longford will put the man under pressure. The left back Moore, he scurries back towards his own corner line and in the end plays it down the line. And it'll come all the way through. Tied it up by Ballard to Elkins. Elkins will find Leroy. And Carnell scores a few from set pieces, and he should do. He must be 6'4" or 5. Haysham finds Self. Self will leave it to Leroy. Leroy just on the lip of the centre circle. Didcot side. 2 centre halves exchange passes. Carnell into the right back. Elkins. Elkins back to Carnell. Carnell will square it to the left-sided centre half, who is Leroy. Leroy puts a rather loose ball up towards Baines, doesn't find him, and it's tied it up quite nicely by Hammond and then Dunn. Dunn gives it to Hall. Hall back to Dunn. Dunn tight in front of his own dugout, ends up taking it out of play, trying to play it down the line. And you're just looking at the body language now for some of these young lads, aren't you? You just need them to sort of say, you need somebody out there that says, all right, it's 3, we don't let it get to 4.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about now. And if we can get one to make it 3-1, it all looks a little bit better. So you're looking for those characters. Mills gets the ball there for Didcot. Over on the far side, comes in from the touchline, finds Baines. Baines first time lay off there to Haysham. Back to Baines. Baines fires a shot in. It's actually Organ that's the man that's got inside. Such is the fluidity of the left back. He's playing in the midfield.
Yeah, I thought that was Baines as well. He's much further forward than you'd expect on the edge of the box there, Organ. But as I said, Didcot seem to be playing a very fluid system. They're 3 at the back 1 minute, 5 at the back the next. It's a bit odd, but both Organ and Elkins have actually spent almost the whole entire half in the front third of the pitch.
There we are, played to Ballard. Ballard gets it from Baines this time, back to Organ. Organ on touchline, plays it down the touchline. Haysham doesn't get there. Good sliding challenge comes in there from the man with 6 in blaze on his back, Hall. And it's a throw level with the 18-yard box. They decide not to use Ballard. Ballard receives the throw this time. And his first touch isn't great, but he manages to get it down the line. In fact, he did take it out of play. Let him take the throws, that's what I say.
I agree with you. For once.
He had the first touch of a baby elephant, really, didn't he, there? It wasn't very good.
No.
There we go. Thrown in by Dunn to Morris. Morris gets it back to Dunn. Dunn tries to play it down the line, just flicks off the legs of the covering Didcot player Haysham, and they gain some 10 yards down the line. 38th minute. You'll listen to all the W's, OxfordShireSportsOnline.co.uk. If you want to get involved, you can tweet us at Oxford_sports. I will have a little look at the receptacle that gives us all those tweets in just a moment. But 2 goals from Mills and 1 for Carnell. We didn't say too much, but from some 10 yards, he buried his header well.
That was a decent enough header, but that's what you expect from Luke. He's better in the air than he's on the floor. And that was a really good header and good delivery from Elkins again tonight. He's done very well. One of the things I think when Ben Whitehead left us, I was wondering who was going to take the corners, and Elkins has obviously been the chosen one, and he's done very well tonight.
Marbles Radio, you've got the link, that's good enough. A Bashley fan listening up in Nottinghamshire. So a big hello to Marbles, who's on there as well. But the man standing in front of us, you can hear the crowd. They don't, the rather partisan crowd here at the Didcot Engineer and Luke Meadows Stadium. I think that Mayer went to ground a little bit too easy, and in fairness was up fairly sharpish once the free kick was given. But it's a free kick to Bashley just inside the half of Didcot. Taken quickly there and stabbed forward to Morris. Morris under pressure is turned back and has to go back to the halfway line. Hammond coming forward. He's got a wall of red down. He goes back to the left back here. Moore tries to curl it around the corner. Elkins has got himself in no man's land. Carnell will have to deal with the man on this near side who is Mayer. Mayer gets the ball down. He's facing a touchline. Rolls it back to Hall. Hall, though, for Bashley has to come further back. And it's turned in field by Moore. Moore finds the substitute, Bosmer. Bosmer under a lot of pressure from Haysham. And in the end, he runs into Haysham and Longford comes away with the football. Driving forward is Haysham. Haysham runs into a strong challenge by Moore. Morris picks up the loose football and finds Bosmer. Bosmer gives it back to Morris. Morris, centre circle on the Didcot side. Feeds it out far side to Dunn, the right back. Back in field it goes. In the Didcot half to Morris. Morris picks out Hall. Hall's first time layoff is straight to Longford. Longford, a little drag back. Gets away from his man. Reels the ball over to Elkins. Elkins goes for a crossfield and finds Ballard. Ballard brings the ball down nicely. Organ will run onto it. The left back for Didcot. Into the Bashley half. Trying to take on the right back. Into the feet of Mills. No. In the end again, Bashley a little bit uncomfortable. Trying to cover it and gets it away far side to Dugdale. Dugdale now faced by Organ for Didcot. Turns around, rolls it back to the right back. Dunn in field to Morris. Morris under a bit of pressure. Rolls it through to Hall. Hall feeds it out first time. Back to the Didcot goal to Morris. Morris just over the halfway line in Didcot territory. Finds Dugdale. Dugdale into the chest of McConey. McConey brings it down nicely. He's got a chance to run. Tries to play it near side. The man that's on the overlap is Moore. The left box. He's into the box. Back out. It goes to McConey on the edge of the box. Self blocks him. Headed away by Carnell. Shot there from McConey from the edge of the box. Looked as though it was going goalward, Steve. Yeah,
it was good effort. I said McConey looks to be a threat, and that was a really good effort. Well cleared.
And a Larry header over the top of his own crossbar then. I didn't see what happened. I was looking down up the Bash are listening as well at the same time, hopefully in the clubhouse.
That's the closest Bashley have come. It was a ball into the box, and James Organs tried to clear it with his wrong foot, and he sliced the right-footed clearance probably only about a foot over the crossbar. That very nearly went in. Well,
as a left-back, he should be playing left-wing rally. That's what I say. He's been up that field so much. Into the 41st minute. First, a Bashley corner. It is on the far side. Morris will be the taker. He'll come in from the Didcot left-hand side. And it's a chance now to see what Bashley have got from a set piece. It's lifted in towards the near post. Up goes ahead. Good strong header away there by Leroy. Edge of the box is nodded back in there by Mayer and finally feathered away by the Didcot defence. Tied it up nicely. Petty plays it out far side to Morris. Morris has got Dugdale on the overlap. He's got 2 for company. Rolls it into the near post. Foster goes down and it's easily gauged and it's easily guarded by the 2 centre halves for Didcot as Foster comes out and gets his knees dirty. Didcot 3, Bashley 0. Bashley certainly given a good account of themselves in between the goals, Steve.
Yeah, I think they've done pretty well actually, and that's not patronising them at all. They've battled hard and their heads are still up at the moment. And actually, they've nearly scored in the last couple of minutes. So if they did score, that would be interesting.
Good work again there. Ball over the top from Selfy and Mills, but Longford couldn't control it, put it through. Mayer, the keeper, spreads it out to right back Dunn. Dunn to Dugdale, just inside his own half, but runs into Haysham. Haysham does well, just blocking the challenge as it comes forward of Dunn on the far side. Bashley get a throw about 2 yards inside their own half, and the right back Dunn will take it on the far side of the pitch. We are into the 42nd minute of the game. The referee just checking things are right. It's thrown back on the far side to Hammond. Hammond takes a long time to get the ball under control and gets it taken off his toes. In the end, Self puts it over the top. I'm looking if there's a flag. There isn't a flag, and the man on the far side is Mills. Mills has got Baines in the box. Plays it back to Baines. Baines is there onto his left. Peggy starting man. Hits the crossbar from 8 yards. The keeper was down, and so was the player. He went for power. Longford will turn it back to Elkins. Baines won't get a better chance in a game of football, I don't feel. The long ball over the top. This time Mills is peeled and indeed is offside. But Baines sat the centre half down, then sat the keeper down and fired a shot from 8 yards, and he's hit the underside of the bar and it's come straight out.
It was brilliant apart from the finish, wasn't it? His first touch was fantastic, and the easy bit, which was just basically lifting over the keeper, he just put a bit too much onto it. Actually, I thought he'd gone in. I thought that had hit the netting, but obviously cannon back off the underside of the bar and away to safety. But it was a great chance.
Kicked by Mayer. Carnell goes up with Mayer up front and the brothers. But Carnell wins it. Longford finds Elkins. Elkins goes long, and it's a nice cushioned header here by Petty. Petty finds Moore. Moore finds Hall. Hall, just inside his own half, swings it out to the right back, Dunn. Dunn will be put under pressure on the halfway line. Turns it inside to Morris. Morris, not a lot of options, has to stab it back there to Hammond. Hammond has to go to Dunn. They're just being swarmed over when they've got the football, Bashley. And in the end, Didcot see the ball cannon off their shins and away for a Bashley throw. Taken quickly, Bosma tries to control it and loses out, and Baines will pick it up and drive forward. He's looking for an outball. The outball could be Longford. Longford to Self. Self, little ball dinked over the top. It's a chance for Mills to get in. Just beats Mills, though, and runs through to keeper Mayer, who throws it out like a throw-in to the left back Moore. Moore inside his own half. Lifts it into the middle of the park because it's straight to Ballard. Ballard finds Self. Self now finds Ballard. Ballard looking for the outball. This time Organ is a traditional left back. He's too far back. Self, little stab ball through to Haysham. Haysham back to Carnell. Carnell faced by McConey. In the end, it's good work by McConey. And McConey still holds up. There's a chance for Hall round the back. Carnell, good body work there. Finds Haysham. Haysham finds Elkins. Haysham again runs into McConey, steals away over the halfway line. He's got Morris for company. Goes past Morris quite easy. Goes past Hammond's easy. Got a chance again. He's got past the right back. Cuts inside the right back. Edge of the box. Got two for company and fires it in. He beat fully 4 players and it goes through and under the keeper there. The centre half Petty had got there. He drilled it under Petty, under Mayer, and it's 4-0 here in the 45th minute. He beat an awful lot of players there to score that goal and deserved it.
You said he beat 4 players. I suspect he beat 4 players, but a couple of them about 3 times. So unbelievable run from the halfway line. He took it on himself. He had options all the way through, but he continued on his own. On his own, and just got inside the area and slipped under the keeper. An absolutely brilliant goal. One of the best goals I've seen this season, that is.
Yeah, you did wonder. He had a couple of chances to pull the trigger. He looked as though he'd got himself onto his left back, shot back to his right, taking another player out of the way. And in the end, it was Petty that tried to dive and block the shot. It went under Petty and under the keeper Mayer. He must have seen it very, very late. Mills almost steals onto a loose touch in the middle of the park there by Petty. And Bashley will be waiting for that half time or whistle now. They trail by 4-0. And as the long ball goes forward, Leroy gets the ball to Self. Self finds Carnell. They just tidy up and drive forward again. Ballard stabs it back to Self. Self, middle of the half of Didcot, goes out left-hand side. Little ball there to Organ. Everybody willing now to be a recipient of the football. They've got time and space. Now Bashley again concertinaed in that middle third. They're looking at absolute, when they hold that really high line, it just looks as though it wants to be sprung at every opportunity. So they're going to have to make sure that back four isn't fractured. This time Ballard's gone for a very long one down the channel. Mills will run over there, but there's good pace there shown by Hammond, who gets there first, but he's robbed by Mills. Mills now into the box. Low ball out to the edge of the box to find Haysham. Comes out to Baines, and it goes far side. Haysham will try and get there, but in the end, Dunn will put him under pressure. They're right in the corner flag on the far side. Haysham, tied against the touchline, finds Organ. Organ now, the left back, fires a shot in, ricochets off of Hammond's. Dunn can't get the bouncing ball down very well and gives a very difficult ball to Dugdale, who can't get there, and that's a throw to Didcot Town. We're into the 47th minute. That is the end of the action in the first half. And what some action we've had. We'll have a little bit of a resume, then we'll have a little bit of audio before we come back. But what I can say is it all started inside the first minute. 45 seconds on the clock. Mills received the ball, turned it back to Haysham. Haysham into the box, brought down. John Mills converted the penalty within 1 minute. On 5 minutes, a corner wasn't cleared. Came back out to the corner taker, Elkins. Elkins with the outside of his boot. Fired it across the face of goal, hit the inside of Mayer's post. Came back to 24-goal striker John Mills, who tapped it in from a yard. Then it was good work from Bashley. They stemmed the tide for the next 30 minutes until 35, when a Carnell header from an Elkins corner made it 3-0. On 45, Haysham beat half the side. Well, 4 for sure, but as Steve said, possibly same 4 3 times before firing in from 18 yards to make it 4-0. That is how it is at half-time. When we have this little bit of a blurb about what we do and where we come from, we will come back and we will talk all about the first half with Steve Clare, who's on the board here for Didcot.
Oxfordshire Sports Online, sponsored by Avalon National Pool Covers, the only truly independent pool cover company. Installing, maintaining, servicing and cleaning all types of pool covers.
Hi everybody listening and anyone who has stumbled across the internet and is tuning in to today's live broadcast. Who are Oxfordshire Sports Online and what is it? More importantly, what will it be doing? Oxfordshire Sports Online is an internet-based broadcasting platform with a difference. Our aim is to deliver live sporting events broadcast from around the county and around the country, uncovering the sports left in the shade by the mainstream sports stations. Just because the manpower isn't available or the interest is perceived not to be there by others doesn't mean it's not needed, and the internet is the way forward, despite radio broadcasters saying the contrary. They all use it. After trialling our system at various events, we are now building our audience and raising awareness. So far, we have brought publicity to ice hockey, futsal, semi-pro football, varsity events, so no sport is out of our reach, from boxing to athletics. Remember, many people live or work abroad but want a regulation dose of their local sporting affiliation. The internet's reach is worldwide, and as a service, it is unrivaled. So, as the fixtures are released, we will be planning and plotting our coverage. But we can also be sponsored to cover your event with professionalism. To find past podcasts, past shows, interviews, etc., head to our production company website. All the W's, aselfproduction.co.uk, and hit the Oxfordshire Sports Online page to find out more about our past episodes. You can get involved as we evolve. Radars or solid hit numbers, we will say no more. But there are sponsorship and advertising opportunities available, but not to the detriment of the broadcast. Plus, find us a professional outfit willing to look and put out new talent on air, and we will find you some chicken's teeth. We could go on and on about the opportunities of Oxfordshire Sports Online, but we won't for now. So you can contact us on aself.prod@ymail.com or direct message us at Oxford_sports on Twitter, or even call us on 0771 910 888. You could also like our Facebook page. It's a very good way of finding out what is coming up next. So sit back and enjoy Oxfordshire Sports Online.
Presently back in front of net, Josh Oliver steps one way and then the other. Good work by the keeper. Long, he's out of position, and in the end, the puck's out, it's in. This time it is in, and it's a goal for Josh Oliver. And there is the classic case in point, and the referee was Bob on the spot there because Young was down. I thought he smothered it. There came the puck, and it is Josh Oliver that turns in to an empty goal to make it 2-1. As now Oliver goes in on the net again. He steps away for one. What great work again. It's in again. 2 inside a minute. And Josh Oliver, and again, Young has saved the first. The rebound comes out. He tucks it away. It's 2-2.
And the crowd goes wild in here. Everybody's up on their feet. Big cheers. That was persistent. Super skills. We keep saying it. One of the most skillful players we've seen here in Oxford, and he's done it again.
Josh Oliver now breaking forward. It's 2-on-1 situation. Plays it across, and it's into the back of the net. Brilliant stick work. It's Pentecost with the equaliser. But let's take our hats off to Josh Oliver again. He's gone down on the right-hand side.
Oxfordshire Sports Online, sponsored by Avalon National Pool Covers, the only truly independent pool cover company. Installing, maintaining, servicing and cleaning all types of pool covers.
Well, back here, it's time for us to have a little bit of a think about our first 45, Steve. And what would you do if you were the Didcot manager? What would you be doing? What would go through your head?
Personally, I'd probably make a couple of changes, not least because Didcot have got some extremely tough games coming up, and one or two of the lads, I think, on the bench probably need some minutes. Haven't played a lot recently, and I'd also be worried about picking up a couple of injuries. So I probably would make a couple of changes. If you look at the Didcot substitutes tonight, I think obviously like for like, Matt Clark and Michael McKernan could come into midfield, but I know there is also a risk, isn't there?
There's always a risk, isn't there? Because, you know, if we're honest, and it's horrible to say this, but and even with the 11 that turn up in the second half, there's always a risk, because the 11 that come out, and we did see a little spell in the first half where they seem to think they could get a goal every time they went forward, and there's a risk that people start stopping doing what they should be doing and get a little bit ragged and ill-disciplined. We've seen the two full-backs so far forward, it's almost been a front five, and sometimes that ill-discipline can cause you a few alarms at the back. Well, so you've got to be careful how you do it. Absolutely
right, but that's what management are for, and they need to impress upon the lads that come on that they've got to do a job and not just go out there and try and stake a claim for the next game. It's important that Didcot are disciplined. One thing I can absolutely guarantee, and this is no disrespect to Bashley, because obviously they've come here and they're still putting a stint in, and they could easily get a goal or two. But I know that Ian Kincannon will be absolutely livid if they don't keep a clean sheet. Didcot have not had a clean sheet since August bank holiday, the end of August, and that for a team that are looking to try and be top six, that probably isn't quite good enough. So I think for Ian Kincannon in the second half, it will be make sure you keep a clean sheet. Any extra goals are a bonus.
Indeed. And if you're the Bashley boss, you know, you will have been impressed by between the 5th and the 35th minute, where they stemmed the tide. It was very easy for the towel to be thrown in after 5 minutes. You're 2 down, you're looking around for sort of salvation. You know there's another 85 minutes to go. Everything, you've lost Speechley Price to an injury before the game, who tried to carry on. It's easy. They've done very, very well, but then those last 2 goals in the last 10 minutes of the first half have just given the half-time team talk a completely different perspective. And whilst we know that they run on a shoestring, and they're a lovely club, I loved reading their website, and I know all about them. You know, they joined in on the Twitter as well. They've got those youngsters can have indelible impressions left on their heads if it becomes a little bit of a slacking. Yeah,
you don't want to leave the Luke Meadow tonight on the back of a 8-0 defeat, do you? I mean, they will want, I guess, just to damage limitation, try and shore things up in midfield, which they did. You're absolutely right, Selfie, for a good 30 minutes in the middle there between the second and the third goals. Actually, they worked really hard, and Didcot started to get frustrated. I think if I was the Bashley manager, I'd be saying, let's have another 30 minutes like that straight after the break, frustrate Didcot, and you never know, we might get a goal on the break. But I mean, let's be honest, they're out the game now at 4-0 down, but you want to keep it respectable, and I think these lads will come out second half with that burning in their ears probably.
They were playing a dangerous game towards the end of the first half, I felt, because they were trying to concertina the whole match in the sort of middle third of the pitch, and their back four have been penetrated a little bit too easy with the ball over the top on the runs, and they've not moved up as a unit, and they've not sort of defended as a unit. They've been 2 up, 1 back, and all the rest of it. So that's a very dangerous game to play, to try and stop the passing game of Didcot, but also leave yourself open to that little dink over the top.
Well, that's right. They were 2-0 down in 4 minutes because they were caught square at the back twice. They're obviously trying to play a high line, which you understand. I mean, there's various ways of trying to defend it, aren't there? And they've obviously come here with a plan to try and defend high up the pitch. But if you are going to get caught with some pretty clever balls over the box, and John Mills, who at the moment is making some very, very clever runs, certainly is this evening, and Pablo Haysham's always going to be difficult in and around the penalty box. They've come up against a side in Didcot that are playing with a great deal of confidence and no less skill, and they paid the price for that. But you know, it was a gamble they've taken tonight, and it hasn't worked. But
well, when you think about it, John Mills had 2 other chances in the first half. Could have had 4.
Yeah.
Baines has hit the crossbar. It could have looked a lot worse. But we offer some hope here, because one of the things that Bashley do need to do is, I spoke to their manager beforehand, and people are offering money for their players. Dorchester, one has gone to, and I believe that one of their players was offered a king's ransom per week to go and play as well locally. And that they're sort of saying that we're anticipating our players being taken off our hands as the season goes through, our prospects, which means they've got the right sort of youth prospects going through their club. But as clubs go, it's very difficult if players just start to get their heads turned. And a heavy defeat can sometimes be the catalyst for a player saying, I don't need this.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. I mean, I don't know who you're referring to there, and I'm not even sure you do, but it wouldn't surprise me if Clive McConey wouldn't attract interest from elsewhere. The other lad who has looked a little bit more experienced and a cooler head is the skipper, Chris Hall. He looks like he might be the person you're referring to, but outside those two, I wouldn't know, to be honest.
Nobody else jumped really off the page. But it was very difficult. In fairness, I thought that Hall was the lesser of the two midfielders. Right. I thought Morris had played really well, but Hall, as captain, was ushered off the ball quite easily. But let's just go back to Didcot. We are here. Let's just talk about Ulster Sports Online. We are back on air at 6 o'clock on Sunday when the Oxford City Stars take on their second part of their double header, and this time it is Bracknell away on Saturday and Bracknell at home on Sunday. The Stars have left everything on the ice for the last few weeks and will be looking to add to their solitary win in their first 10 games. They knew it would be difficult going from NIHL 2, where they were League and Cup double winners last year and actually league winners for the last 2 years, up into NIHL 1. They've got 2 imports. There's a lot more money abounding in NIHL 1, but they are finding it just a little bit more than they have anticipated. In the higher division, they have found that if they made a mistake, they are punished, but they are certainly outshooting some of the big boys, so it's only a matter of time before things turn round. And on Sunday, they had a fantastic effort against Streatham, which stands them in good stead going into the games against Bracknell, who are in mid-table. So join us if you can on Oxfordshire Sports Online. Just hit all the W's, oxfordssportsonline.co.uk for live commentary on the ice hockey from 6 p.m. on Sunday. If you can't get to the rink, but if you can get to the rink, go and savour what is an excellent family night out and local lads playing top flight ice hockey in NIHL 1. The two sides are out. Doesn't look as though there's going to be any changes for Didcot presently, but it looks like it could be a couple of changes for Bashley at the start of the second half. It looks as though Kinley is over there on the far side, and Crook, because Bosma was the only other sub. They only had 3 down there, so it looks like Kinley and Crook will be coming on. We wait to see who for, but sadly there's 3 of them on the far side.
Yeah.
There is. It's that bit over there, Steve, the other side. It's the other white line on the first side. Where the dugouts are, son. I'll help you out with directions.
Sorry, I was a world away there.
You were.
Sorry,
well, it looks like Kingley and Crook are coming on, and I'm trying to see exactly who hasn't made the return journey from the dugouts in the second half, and if there indeed has been a change. It looks like Hall may be playing centre half. That looks like the captain's gone back to centre half. Morris is there, McCone is there, Dugdale's there. But we're just looking. The number 3's there, so Moore is there as well. But it certainly looks as though Hall has dropped into the back 4. And trying to see who the centre half was there. I think that could, in fairness, be Petty, who is at the back there now with Hall.
Has Hammond gone?
Hammond, I think, has gone. It looks as though Hall has gone back to centre half. Morris is there. He'll play alongside Bosma. Bosma will drop into the back, into the middle field. The number 12 alongside Morris. Mayer, I'm trying to see on the far side. Is he there? The number 14 is on. Kinley is there. And it looks as though it could be Mayer on the far side that's gone as well. I don't know. I can't see. Could be Crook on the far side for Mayer. As the referee says, we're starting the second half, and Self plays it out far side. Spread betters. Elkins is on a real Usain Bolt mission, and Moore clears his lines on the far side throw to Didcot as the ball actually runs down the touchline. Longford rolls it back to Carnell. Carnell 10 yards inside his own half, squares the ball to Leroy. Leroy finds Ballard. Ballard runs into Morris, but Haysham picks up the loose ball. And actually it is all changed at the back because Hammond is now playing right full back. It's Dunn that has gone off the full back. And it's going to be Hall and Petty, the centre-halves. Stepped into there and driving forward now. It is Hammond. Hammond with Ballard alongside him into the Didcot half. It's got an impressive run. Shoulder to shoulder. He might get a cross in here. Hammond does so. Finds McConey just inside the apex of the Didcot box. Spinning one way, spinning the other. Rolls it back out. Hammond will fire a cross in. But actually it just beats him and runs out of play for a goal kick. Just to run through the back four now. It is indeed Petty and Hall, your centre-halves. Hammond is now right back. Moore is left back. Middle of the park, Dugdale is on the left. On the right, sorry. Just inside of him is Kinley. And on the far side, it looks as though the full Mayer has gone off as well, and he's replaced on the far side by Crook. So Crook is now left side. I'll give you the full rundown, because that's no lighted balls for us here, is there? We just have to make the most of what we can see. Okay, right, running through in goal, Mayer, back four now of Moore, Hall, Petty and Hammond. It's Crook, Morris, Kinley and Dugdale, and it is Bosma and McConey at the top of the park, maybe a 4-4-1-1, but Didcot are on the attack on the far side. Longford tries to skip outside of Moore and goes away for a throw to Didcot. They take it quickly. Haysham, apex of the box for Bashley. Comes away now, the Didcot player. Steps away from one. Plays it infield to Baines. Baines, who crashed a shot against the bar. Into the feet of Longford. Longford on the apex of the box. Back out to Haysham. Haysham now, 30 yards from goal. Into the feet there. Little layoff by Baines. Chance now. Can Haysham get that? No, going across there with a good strong challenge is Petty. And it's just picked up by Moore, but he's lost out to Haysham, who robs him easily. He's into the box. Back out to the apex now. Standing up by there. Longford. Standing up and headed away there by Kingley. Chance now for Organ to put it back in. This time it's cleared again, and Dugdale, no frills with that clearance up to the halfway line. Didcot with a real chance there to open the scoring in the second half. McConey working like the solitary striker would do. And it's going to be Leroy on the football. He's going to play it down this left-hand channel for Organ, but that's too long, beats everybody and skips away. In goal, Foster, back four, right to left for Didcot. Elkins, Carnell, Leroy and Organ. A midfield three of Ballard, Self and Baines. Up top, Longford, Mills and Haysham. No changes for Didcot as of yet. Just to run through, Mayer and goal. And a back four for Bashley, Moore, Hall, Petty and Hammond. A midfield four of Crook, Morris, Kinley and Dugdale. And Bosma just in behind McConey. Top of the park, and it's Maher with this goal kick. Spotting up on the right-hand side of his 6-yard box. They trail by 4-0 after the first half. And Maher drills it out towards this near side. Dugdale goes up, beaten in the air by Organ. Chance for Mills on the long header. He's got a chance to make his hat-trick happen here, but it's good defensive work. Good pace there by Petty, who hooks the ball away for a corner. But looked as though Mills was going to get on there, but the ball just bounced up off the turf. Really didn't sit down to get a second touch, did it, Steve?
Yeah, really good defending there by Petty. Ball, I think it was just a header forward by James Organ, and Mills was just about onside. He ran clear. It looked like he was going to get to the ball first, but actually it was hooked clear by Petty. It was good work there by the Bashley defender.
Elkins this time with a corner. We'll swing it in from the right-hand side. He's got Haysham short. Haysham is sent away. Elkins will whip it in. Carnell's right under the shadow of the post. And the keeper takes safely, in fairness, over the head of Ballard. Tries to bowl it out quickly. Haysham will have to do well here, but Dugdale gets onto the ball quickly. Tries to play a ball in behind the Didcot defence. Well tidied up there by Jack Self. Plays out near side. Dugdale heads it forward from the halfway line. Finds Bosma. Bosma finds McConey. McConey now finds Dugdale. Dugdale looking for the overlap from McConey. Tries to play it in. Blocked by Longford. Tied against this touchline, in past a very bright light in my eyes. Little bit of a give and go. Bosma and Ballard inside the box of Didcot, cleared by Leroy, but only as far as Dugdale. Dugdale, he's got Haysham with him for company. He's tied against the touchline as he attacks down this right-hand side here for Bashley. Comes back to McConey. McConey steps away from one. He's into the box, tries to get past Organ. Tried to beat him twice, doesn't happen. This time it's going to be Hammond. Plays it back out. A little bit of sustained pressure here from Bashley. Long ball in by Dugdale. Easy take by Foster, who tries to look for an outball, and the outball could be Elkins, but it's not. A little bit of work there by Bashley. Worked it well down on this near flank there, right.
Yeah, it was good. We said at half-time what the Bashley manager want to see second half, and actually that was exactly what I was wanting from my team. It was a good sustained period of pressure there from Bashley.
Self finds Baines. Baines finds Haysham. Haysham now with a chance to turn and take on Hammond. Little layoff there for Baines. Baines tries to go through there. Strong challenge comes in from Kinley. takes Baines to the touchline. Little reverse ball into Organ. Organ's into the box. Little ball back now to Mills. Mills on his left peg. Onto his right. What will he do? Back onto his left. He's turned in twice. Steps in again. Down to the dead ball line. Flashes it across the face of goal. Ballard can't turn it in. Great defending on the far side by Moore. Squirts away off his body and away for another corner to Didcot. But Mills beat me as well as you in the box there, didn't he?
Yeah, he must have beaten the same player about 3 times. It's quite frustrating at times to watch, but when it comes off, and he did there because it was a fantastic chip across, and actually Andy Ballard was only denied once again by some really good brave defending, this time by Ronan Moore on the far post. But another corner here and more danger.
Corner comes in from Elkins, hung up again. Carnell the target, header for Carnell, heads it goalwards just over the top of the crossbar this time. Looking for a quick fire double for Luke Carnell. Arms pumping away as he goes back to retain his position at the heart of the Didcot defence as this goal kick is taken. You listen to Oxfordshire Sports Online. If you want to listen to our ice hockey, header away by Self. All the W's at oxfordshiresportsonline.co.uk. Hit the black triangle and you're off. Haysham almost turns it forward to Mills, but it's cut out very quickly. Hammond stabs the ball through to Bosma. Bosma, little layoff on the halfway line to Morris. Morris over the halfway line into Didcot territory. Plays it far side over the head. Flag up on this near side. Elkins hadn't got back, but no need because Crook had stolen a few yards and found himself offside. I was right there, wasn't I? You said it too, wouldn't be. I said it would be inevitable that there'd be more goals, and there was. Crossfield pass, raking pass now finds Haysham. Haysham 4 yards shy of the corner flag, defended by the right back Hammond. Rolls it into the feet of Organ. Organ's into the box, just held up, spins away to the dead ball line, clips a very, very deep ball right across the face of the goal, but just over the crossbar. What are you going to say?
I knew you'd bring that up. Yeah, okay.
Well, I bided my time. It was one I was just saving. If we were married, I was a bit like your wife, just saving that one up for a bit late when I thought you was off guard. Yeah. We all know that one, don't we? They always pull that chestnut out just at the start of an argument that you've got no answer to. That's marital guidance there by Oxfordshire Sports Online for you, as Mayo with a goal kick knocks it long, high in the sky. Carnell will be the recipient of the header, heads it forward. Up goes Longford, heads it on as well, battling away there with Moore, the left back, tied against the touchline on the far side. Moore gets a toe in, throw to Didcot, midway inside the half of Bashley. Ballard, the man with the enormous throat, throws it into Mills. Mills who comes short, good defensive work there by Hall, but Mills picks up the loose ball and feeds Elkins. Elkins finds Ballard, Ballard finds Self, Self finds Elkins. They just play the ball around nicely, Didcot, trying to tease out the gold-shirted side of Bashley. In the end, they're just trying to hold on to the football and they're trying to build. The pitch is very bobbly. It has got a cover in the grass, but it is a little bit bare and scarred in places, which just means it bobbles a touch. But still, Didcot retain possession. Little ball through. Haysham's found himself a bit of space, comes short, looking forward, needs a bit of help, stabs it back 10 yards to Ballard. Ballard, dead centre, hooks it out near side, left back Organ's on the charge, but that'll beat him and indeed Dugdale, and out of play for a goal kick to Didcot. Looking around here, fairly decent crowd. Mr. Bailey will be happy that the turnstiles have been chattering nicely before the game, and the little food receptacle will be doing exceptionally well as well. You're having a little smile, a little appear round.
No, the notion of Mr. Bailey being happy just makes me smile.
There we go, back to marital guidance. Long ball out there by Mayer from the goal kick. Good header there by Leroy, halfway line. Longford heads it down to Self. Self, quick touch there, gets it under control very quickly. Decides to come out on this left-hand side, finds Organ. Organ under a bit of pressure, goes back to Leroy. Leroy back to Foster, but plenty of options for them. McConey's got to try and cover too. He's never going to do that. And in the end, Leroy finds Longford. Longford coming deep this time, plays a ball out, and it's Elkins that's the furthest man forward. The right back's now right winger, and he's in behind his full-back as well. Moore rolls it into the near post. And good covering defensive work again by Petty. Gets back, and it goes away for quarter number 3 at the start of the second half. We've had some 10 minutes. And Elkins there, Longford have peeled away. You talk about forwards coming short and long, but the full-back has got forward, puts a long cross in. Carnell's up, Leroy's up, heads it up, far side. Ballard gets it up, hits a hand there, surely of Moore. Inadvertently, Haysham on the edge of the box, brings it down, fires a shot wide. This time, Mayer's rooted to the spot as it just flashes wide as his right-hand post, and it's all Didcot once again.
Yeah, good pressure again. I think that there probably was a handball in there, but I think that would have been a bit unfair on the Bashley defender if he'd given that, but. Good chance actually for Haysham on the edge of the box. He's got good feet, good skill. He volleyed it probably about 2 or 3 yards wide of the left-hand post, which I think he'll be disappointed. He's very good from that sort of range.
Didcot again, pick up the loose ball, knocked up to Mills. Mills just stands on the ball. Hall turns into trouble. Baines will rob him. Chance now for Mills to wrap it up. Here's his hat-trick, surely. Rolls it, great save by the keeper, Mayer, going away to his left-hand side. Just slightly telegraphed it. He's had a hat-trick of misses and 2 goals tonight, Steve.
Well, he really should have had 5, shouldn't he? That's a really clear-cut chance. He's clean through, only the goalie to beat. And actually, let's give some credit to Callum Mayer. That was a great save. That was
a superb save. Ball is currently with Self now probing again, going forward. Little dink ball, tries to play it through, looks for the handball there off the hand of Kinley, but it breaks to Moore, the full-back, who finds Morris. Morris comes forward and finds Bosma. Bosma plays it near side to Dugdale. Bashley still halfway inside their own half, but on this near side, they're right. Dugdale drives forward now, tries to take on Organ, tries to find McConey. McConey tries to spin Leroy. The ball runs through, and Organ gets back and turns it back to the keeper, Foster. McConey lays on the floor, wondering if he'll ever get a decision.
I think that was a foul.
I think there was a little bit of a foot down and trip him over and push at the same time.
He's worked ever so hard, McConey. I've got some sympathy for him. He's been running alone.
He's got no sympathy apparently with the online side on their side though.
But he's worked ever so hard, and he's having a bit of a chortle now with the ref's assistant. I don't think he's too happy about it, but he has worked hard, and I think he deserved a free kick there. I think Adam Leroy just trips him up.
There we are. Didcot just playing football in the wrong area there. Baines sloppy pass to Bosma. McConey on his bike again. He must be fit. He has covered some miles.
Seriously, he has.
He has covered some miles. McConey at the top of the park. Self with the football. Just squares it just inside his own half. To his right to Haysham. Haysham, who's come short, goes past Morris, gets caught late. And it's a free kick some 3 or 4 yards shy of the half of the lip of the centre circle, which was taken in the wrong place there by Longford. And Didcot certainly enjoying themselves currently. It looks like it could be shaping up for a couple of substitutions. But we wait to see. Morris is being spoken to yet again. Ballard stands over the free kick. You'll listen to Oxfordshire Sports Online, courtesy of Oxbox.tv's radio player and indeed our own radio player on OxfordSportsOnline.co.uk. Just go there, visit, read all about us, listen to old shows and listen to the live broadcast. The next one will be on Sunday at 6 p.m. Big thank you to Gavin Hyatt and Richard Kibbe for all their technical expertise getting us on the air. And of course, big thank you to Steve Clare, who said it would only be 2-0 tonight. Anyway, lifted in by Elkins again. Chance, header up by Leroy, flag up on the far side. Carnell headed it straight at the keeper anyway, but Bashley still sticking to their guns, and we have some 32 minutes of this second half still to go. Looks like Heapy, Clark and co are warming up to come on the far side. Taken by Mayer. Mayer finds Moore down the line. Runs into Self, who does exceptionally well over the far side. And in the end, the ball just goes out of play. And they keep it in play. I thought it was out play. Such was the statuesque Bashley players. It looks as though it had gone out of play. But Carnell finds Self. Self, little ball through the hold of Haysham. Haysham finding acres of space again. The overlap come from Organ. Goes back to Self. Self's got Ballard alongside him, but elects to go and find Elkins. Elkins this time playing like a traditional right back. Comes in field to Ballard. Ballard and Elkins this time just swap passes. There's 5 Didcot players, and McConey has worked incredibly hard. He's ended up playing the ball forward to Baines. Baines finds Haysham, but there was 5 red shirts, and McConey managed to get the ball off for 5 red shirts.
I'm surprised he hasn't carried on running and gone in goal. He's played just about every position there in that passage of play. He's been non-stop, and fair play to him. He's really worked his socks off tonight.
There is going to be some changes. It looks like Jack Self is going to be replaced by Clark, and it looks as though Jack Longford is being replaced by... Just looking at the players coming on. Jack Self goes off the first one. Replaced here after 15 minutes of the second half. 60 on the clock. Longford goes off as well. Must be something to do with the name Jack. And just seeing what the changes are. It looks like Jamie... No, the back four's going to remain the same. Baines and Ballard stay out there. Dutton Black is going to come on, I believe, for Mr. Longford. And Jamie Heapy is going to come on and play for Jack Self. Or is that Matt Clark? It's Clark that's come on for Self. And it's Dutton Black on for Longford. So a couple of changes you thought might have happened, actually. You thought Self or Ballard maybe just taken out to the fray. Now the game was well and truly won.
Yeah, I mean, we did say there's risks attached with that, but I think it's in particular Jack Self tonight I think has been excellent again, and there are bigger games coming up in the next few weeks, and I think it's really important that we keep Jack. He's a young lad, fit, and he's putting a good shift tonight. Let's not run him into the ground. So I don't think that's a bad thing at all. And Matt Clark in particular needs a few minutes under his belt. So let's get him on.
There we are, ball down the line. And flicked on. McConey's beaten to the ball by Leroy. He manages to get away from one, and in the end it's just not long by Dugdale, who audaciously from the half-way line, I believe, was thinking he could beat Foster, but in the end he played it straight to Foster. Foster bowls it out for Didcot to Elkins. Elkins goes down the far side. Thunders past one, and in the end just can't keep it in play, but it's a long run. And you think about the same thing there on the far side. The Bashley coach must be thinking, I don't think I'm going to get a shift out of McConey on Saturday because he won't have recovered in time. But again, Didcot putting pressure on the back four of Bashley. Carry on.
It's a risk you take, isn't it, when you make 2 substitutions at half time and you've already made one in the first half and you only come here with full team players. Unfortunately, McConey now looks like he's got a tweak to his left calf by the looks of it, and you wonder whether they're going to finish with 10 players. That's not a criticism. Maybe there were injuries that he needed. It may not have been tactical at half time, but it is a concern. McConey actually, and it doesn't surprise me because he's covered every blade of the pitch. I'm not sure he can continue. He's
gone down twice now, hasn't he? And it looks as though his calf is just about giving the ghost. And there was a moment when he done that last sort of lung busting run that he's given it everything, and very easy to ping something like that. They're trying to put the ball out because McConey is down, and in the end it goes out. The referee's come across. And in fairness, I can't believe the referee's actually waited to blow the whistle to say, I just check his own, he really is injured. But this could be tough on Bashley if they have to go down to 10, especially a man that's doing the work of about 4 players.
It doesn't look like cramp. Not that I'm no expert, as you probably gather, but it doesn't look cramp to me. I'd imagine that might be something...
like a little tear of the calf.
Yeah.
He's gesticulating to the inside of his left calf there. It's just in front.
Oh, he'll be all right. He's got some water on it.
Put some water on it, yeah. That's,
it's
nice to know
up
that.
and running any minute, I'd imagine.
Well, he's not gone for the full treatment. He's got the water, but he hasn't got the sponge. The sponge is normally the thing that makes you sit up the most.
Can't be that serious then.
No, if he's just going for straight water, he's looking in his bag for the sponge now. He's got a drink
water.
This time. He's got a drink.
Lemonade this time. Oh, no.
He's giving that to one of our players. That's it. What else you got in your bag? I've got this. I think this is
hairspray.
Yeah, I don't think it's hair he's doing, but it's going to spray. It's a free spray, so anything below the knee now he's not going to feel.
No.
There we go. Look at that. You're listening to Oxford Sports Online while we roundly criticise the efforts of the physiotherapist. In fairness, I shouldn't. He's a very nice chap. I had a great chat with him before the game, but he's got an injury and he really can't continue. In fairness, can he?
I'd be surprised if he can run it off because he looks barely able to stand. So,
and he has been the impressive player for Bashley this evening, and even the walk to the touchline, in fairness, is tough. But he has been an absolute live wire. And a few words have been quoted. He said, I can't carry on.
I mean, that round of applause from some very difficult to please Didcot supporters sometimes. They're not always the best at encouraging visiting players. You can tell what they thought of McConey tonight because they've
actually given him a riffle of applause, which is they are hard to please over here, aren't they?
They are.
My best joke was completely wasted on them earlier on the season, but we can tell you. We've got another one at the Bash saying fair assessment. Bash are a young and naive team, but big heart. That's why I go 410 miles for home games at the Bash. And fair play to you, Marbles. That's absolutely spot on. They've just got to keep going, though, because it's always that difficult line when you are a young side. If you've got big heart, that all of a sudden somebody might just come along and nick a bit of that big heart, and that's when clubs can sort of go border on sort of folding because it becomes all a little bit too tough for them. But they're out there, they're doing well. It is only 4-0, and they're up against it, and there are going to be many, many tough days and weekends, no doubt, before the end of the season. But it's about enjoying it and sticking together, and I've been really impressed from everybody top to bottom. A little bit of Mickey taking by us there for the physio because he doubles up as a manager, secretary, and just about everybody else, I should imagine, inside the club, which is a bit of a shame. Ball's back in play. Haysham on the edge of the box, plays it out far side. Elkins steps in, good tackle on the edge of the box by Bashley, and in the end they come away with Kinley. Kinley gets the ball away but gets it to Organ. Organ steps it up to Haysham. Haysham gets it back to Ballard, and McConey makes his way back onto the field of play. We really don't need him injured for Saturday, and I'm starting to feel like a Bashley supporter now, as Ballard finds Organ. Organ gets himself in a little bit of trouble. They still stick together. They're very solid in the challenge there, Bashley, and forced Didcot back to the halfway line. Goes forward again. Clark gets himself away from Dugdale. Clark, substitute for Didcot, going down their left-hand side, trying to take on Dugdale. Left peg, cuts back to his right, down by the dead ball line, lifts it in. Good ball in as well. Dutton Black, the other substitute, has to spin and peel away, but he won't keep it in play as it goes away for a Bashley goal kick. 21 minutes gone in the second half. Didcot 4, Bashley 0. You're listening to Oxfordshire Sports Online, bringing you live Southern Division, Southern League Division, South and West 1, and it is Didcot 4, goals from Mills, 2 for Mills, 1 for Carnell and 1 for Haysham in the first 45. Bashley have played all their substitutes, and their most impressive player, McConey, is limping heavily. But Didcot have made 2 substitutions, still 1 in the camp, and Bashley still battling away there. Good work by Morris, steps away from Clark rather easily, plays it back to Hall. Hall now finds Hammond on this near side, up to the halfway line, into McConey, takes a touch, tied against the touchline, feeds it back inside but doesn't find Hammond. This time they committed players forward. Ballard finds Clark. Clark loses out. Poor touch, robbed by Morris. Morris finds Petty. Petty goes through to Bosma. Bosma midway inside the Didcot half, plays it outside the fullback on the far side. Crook now with a chance to take on Elkins, goes to the dead ball line, fires it in near post, and above his head the keeper Foster catches by patting it up in the air, and little signs that Bashley would like to make it 4-1, as they would do.
Yeah, it's a good break there. He fired in high and hard, and Foster claimed it sort of at the second attempt, but all credit to Bashley. They've not given in at all, and they're still pushing forward, and it would have been easier, wouldn't it, to throw in the towel and just take your medicine, but actually they've done pretty well second half.
Haysham drives forward, little lift over the top there. Man trying to get onto it, it's Dutton Black, won't it? Just skips off the turf and goes away for a goal kick. John Mills desperate to bag a hat-trick, but he's had 3 glorious chances. Well, 4, I say, 2 glorious chances in the second half and 2 in the first half. Could have easily have had 6 tonight. Just the first 2, 1 from the spot and 1 after 5 minutes, being the man that profited from the ball that came off the inside of a post. Carnell tearing header from a set piece on 35, and then on 45 an excellent goal by Pablo Haysham. Beat 4 players, but it felt like 12 because he beat them 3 times apiece, and in the end Bashley the undoing recipients there, as they've just given the ball away right inside their own half. Still they try and drive forward. Clark finds Baines. Baines just checks, I think, to his left, plays it to Ballard, and all of a sudden Didcot playing football maybe in the wrong areas. Steve at the back, being forced back. Bashley getting themselves all 11 behind the ball, and Didcot now just playing it in different areas.
Well, all Bashley players are within a band of about 20 yards within their own half. It's going to be difficult to break them down, but I actually think that was the right thing for Bashley to do second half. It's try and prevent Didcot from scoring again. If they can do that, I think they'll go away with their heads held high tonight.
Clark out to Dutton Black. Dutton Black level the 18-yard box, trying to take on a man on the far side. Moore whips a decent ball in, off the inside of the post and into the back of the net. But I don't think he meant that. That was a cross into the box. It's gone over the head of Mayer, and it's gone from his left post to his right post, and it's gone straight in there. 24 minutes of the second half gone, 69 on the clock. And you've got to say that was slightly fortuitous, and Josh Dutton Black wheeled away. He didn't wheel away, just walked away thinking that really was a cross.
His reaction to it shows that he didn't mean that. There has actually been a stronger wind in the second half. It's picked up in the last 20 minutes, and it's actually caused Didcot problems, because any ball over the top has actually run out for a goal kick. On that occasion, it's helped Didcot, because that cross just caught in the wind. The keeper had absolutely no chance whatsoever, hit the far post and went in. So I think Didcot will take it, but I feel a bit sorry there for the keeper Callum Mayer, because he's had a brilliant game, and he didn't really deserve to concede in that way.
He's done 3 very good one-on-one stops, 2 with Mills, and in fairness, he's seen that come across at his near post, and he's thinking, well, that's gone straight out of play, and it's dropped and dipped behind him off the inside of the post. Now a chance for Clark, edge of the box, little layoff now to Mills, back to Clark. Clark fires it into the turf, and it bounces over the top of the bar from some 10 yards. That could have been number 6, but that's always the worry with Bashley, isn't it? That's a really, battled hard, well-crafted goals you can take, But the sort of fluky one that's just gone in there, you're just thinking all of a sudden their heads are a little bit wobbly again now.
Yeah.
And they've just strolled through Didcot rather easily.
Yeah, again, they seem to have been vulnerable whenever they've conceded tonight, and that was the case there. Good interplay there between John Mills and Matt Clark, and I think Clark will be a bit disappointed he hasn't finished that, because he had a good chance from about 12 yards out and he's fired that just over the bar.
In fairness, he'd be surprised to get a pass from John Mills inside the box.
I was thinking that, but actually fair play to Mills. He's got a hat-trick in mind, I'm sure he has, but it's nice to see that he's not totally focused on himself and his own hat-trick tonight. He's passed that to a player that's better positioned, and fair play to him.
Near side, it is going to be Hammond that takes a touch. Just outside of him on the touchline is Hammond, but it's rolled into the feet of McConey. McConey 10 yards inside the half of Didcot. Sprints away from Ballard. Plays it out far side to Crook. Crook dinks a cross in, right across the face of the Didcot goal, but Foster threw his arms up early to say, let that go across for a goal kick, and indeed it runs away way wide of his goal, away to my right-hand side. And that will be a goal kick, which he's had to go and retrieve the ball from deep into the corner. We've had some 27 minutes. Contest almost over after about 5 minutes. But Bashley are looking, I suppose, what Bashley are getting now, game time, isn't it? It's game time, playing football, trying desperately now just to sort of put some patterns of play together, work as a unit, get some partnerships going, because they've got another game on Saturday, and that's really what it's all about. Marbles will know exactly. 410 miles that boy's drive to. Good man, Marbles. That's what I say. Good man. On ball by Clark. Up to Dutton Black, who brings it down nicely. Gets the ball away on the far side, but defended by Petty. And as it comes off of Dutton Black, it'll be a throw to Bashley, 4 or 5 yards shy of their own corner flag, defended by the left back Moore. And there's going to be another substitution on the far side. And I'm trying to see. It looks like Mikey McKernan is about to come on for Didcot. And he's going to replace Haysham. And it'll be interesting to see how they work this now, because they've now got 4 out-and-out midfielders. Is it going to be a 4-4-2? Are they going to, actually, Dutton Black's more of a wide right, isn't he? Looks like Matt Clark might be pushed forward on to the left side of a front three. We wait to see. Jamie Heapy will sit down, the man with 7,492 appearances for Didcot. Sat down. I wonder if he's still chuntering like a player would do when you don't get on. He is assistant manager.
I don't think he minds too much not playing nowadays, if I'm being honest. He can still absolutely put a shift in for the team, but I think he quite likes watching.
No player likes watching.
Well, okay.
I couldn't stand watching.
He claims to quite like watching and seeing it from the sidelines. Maybe he's not being totally thoroughly honest.
I'll have a word later. You don't like it, and he'll say no. Right, halfway line, throw for Bashley. Bosma turns it on, but it's a loose touch. Ballard will try and go through. Good defensive work again by Petty. Gets across there. It's a throw to Didcot. Dutton Black throws it into Clark. Volleyed back to Dutton Black. Dutton Black tries to roll it into McKernan. Cut out by Bosma. Bosma finds Morris. Morris faced by 2 Didcot players, but runs into trouble. Clark tidies up and finds Ballard. Ballard, a little exchange of passes there with Elkins. Gets the ball back. Little triangles now for Didcot. Square ball to McKernan. McKernan just on the lip of the centre circle on the Bashley side. Trying to go forward. Tries to feed it into Mills, but telegraphed it somewhat. And it was easily picked off quite nicely in the middle of the park. But Leroy's done well to win it back. Clark with a chance now. 2 for company. Little dink ball over the top, finding the keeper Mayer before it found Dutton Black and Mills. But takes a little while to get up to the pace of the game there for McKernan. Strong challenge going over there on the far side. And by Clark, but still Bashley have the football. Moore finds Morris. Morris from 10 yards inside his own half goes from left to right. Hammond goes forward, tries to slip it in between the centre half and left back for McConey, but it's cut out nicely by Organ. Still Hammond has the ball, plays it down the channel again now. McConey being chased by Leroy. McConey 2 yards shy of the dead ball line, edge of the Didcot box, stands it up as well. Chance here for Hammond, gets it down on his chest, fires it in towards the Didcot goal, but it's wide of the post, and the right back Elkins tied us up nicely, and he finds Dutton Black. Dutton Black finds Mills. Mills now with a chance to take on Hall, goes outside Hall, but Petty's come across and tied it up behind Hall and finds Dugdale. Dugdale, little ball inside to Hammonds. The right back is playing midfield. He goes for a crossfield pass, and it's hit Crook, but Crook's volley goes back into his own half and finds Moore. Moore finds Morris. Morris 3 yards inside his own half, and Bashley comes out to this right-hand side to Dugdale. Dugdale with a chance to run forward, trying to take on Organ. He's got Organ for company, goes outside Organ, gets to the dead ball line, but as he plays it in, it's blocked by Organ, and it goes away for a corner. Organ's not too happy about that, but it's a Bashley corner here inside the 31st minute of the second half, which by my calculation is 76 on the clock. They'll want that clean sheet, won't they?
They absolutely will. I said earlier, Ian Kincannon will be livid if he doesn't get one. But
into the box is cleared by Clark. Comes out, fired in, drilled in by Hammond. Ricochet. Dutton Black turns it, hooks it up towards the halfway line. Mills can't get there. Bounce over him and Petty. And in the end, inside the centre circle on the Bashley side, the left back Moore just knocks it up, which Organ heads clear. Bashley now making me turn my seating position away to my right.
Yeah, Ricky Dugdale there made a great break down the right. He beat James Organ and won a corner. They do look more menacing now than they have done the whole game, I would say.
Dutton Black got stood on the ankle there accidentally as they came down with James Organ. That would have been painful, just coming back from an injury, Josh Dutton Black. And Baines with a superb bit of skill, one could say there. He sort of tried to bring it down on the inside of his right boot, but back-heeled himself, which was quite superb. If that had been the South American, we'd have talked about it for weeks.
Well, if he meant it, it was brilliant. I have a feeling he didn't.
Well, it's been kind. McKernan, midway inside his own half for Didcot, spreads it out far side to the right back Elkins. Elkins just holds on to the ball, goes back to Carnell. Carnell finds Baines. Baines going forward, comes short is Mills. Mills' first touch, tries to spin away. Petty has really had him in his pocket in the second half, apart from the 2 chances which May has done. And there's a really strong challenge on the far side by Moore, who's literally thrown through the black of Clark on the far side. And that was that's totally out of character tackle in this game. Yeah,
that's will be the first yellow card of the night, and it was a bit rash there, and untypical of the game, as you say. There really hasn't been a dirty challenge all night, and that was a bit reckless. But he's shown a bit of spirit there, and his frustration's boiled over a little bit. But actually, if I was manager, I wouldn't mind seeing that. I think any side needs that sort of passion and desire if you're going to start winning games. Maybe
in the first half, midway through the first half, show that little bit of sort of. You might think you're going to win this, but you're not going to win it that easy. If I'm going, somebody's coming with me, sort of thing. McKernan on the ball for Didcot, halfway line, forward some 10 yards to Ballard, back it goes to McKernan. McKernan now back some 10 yards to Leroy. Leroy's got Dutton Black in front, who comes inside, but goes out to the left back Organ. Organ through the hole to Dutton Black, little give and go. Didcot playing football on the halfway line. Not a lot of penetration coming here. Now it's rolled forward to the feet of Clark. Clark comes short. Dinks the ball over the top. Mills is a target. Flicks off the head of Hall. Dutton Black should see this away, and will do as it goes away for a corner for Didcot Town here in the 33rd minute. 78 on the clock, with a chance now from a set piece, so maybe make it 6-0.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it a few times tonight, but every time Didcot have had a set piece, they have looked like scoring, and they've played a short one.
They've taken it short. Clark feeds it back to Dutton Black, who just lifts it. Slightly skewed off his feet, in fairness, out the far side, and Hall will tidy up for Bashley. On that far touchline, back to Moore, back to Hall. Hall, little triangle through. Moore again, stabs it forward. Now it's going to be Crook down the line that receives the ball. Can he take on the ball? No. Beats him across the face, and Elkins will run into his own half for Didcot, the right back, and turn it back to Foster. Foster disguises his pass back to Elkins, feigning to go down the middle, but reversing it somewhat. Petty wins the ball in the air, heads it down. Who gets onto the loose ball? It is McKernan, who stabs it back to Baines. Baines for Didcot now. Goes out to the left-hand side to McKernan. McKernan took a little bit of time to get onto that football, but manages to turn it round the corner to Clark. Clark turns it down the line, but in fairness, McKernan was never going to get that. Overhit there by Clark, and away for a throw level with their own 18-yard box for Bashley, which left-back Moore will take. You'll listen to Oxfordshire Sports Online. Big thank you to Oxbox.tv. They are the boys, Richard and Gavin, for using their radio player. But you can go to all the W's, OxfordShireSportsOnline.co.uk, to learn all about us and where we'll next be popping up. Follow our Facebook page. Go there and like it. We will be covering the uncovered, so to speak. Sports that maybe don't get the limelight of local radio stations. Driving forward now is Dutton Black. Slips it into the feet of Mills. Mills with a chance on his left. Finishes it. He does get his hat-trick. A little bit fortuitous because the challenge came in from Hall, but it ricocheted to Mills, and this time it is a hat-trick, and it's a goal in the 35th minute, 80 on the clock. Mills makes it number 6 and number 3 for him. He could have had 7, though.
Yeah, it was a bit fortuitous, wasn't it, when it fell to him, but as soon as he got the ball on his left foot, about, I don't know, at an angle from about 12 yards out, you knew it was going to find the back of the net. He's got so much confidence.
He's come into the box. He's on his left peg. Mayer's down by his near post. He's got the whole side of to his left open, and he goes on the short side and puts it past him into the bottom corner. It is a fine finish by Mills, but Mayer has made 3 very, very good stops in this game to stop it looking too bad. 10 minutes to go. It's Didcot 6. Bashley 0, but the boys in gold still giving it everything they've got, although they mustn't make any rash mistakes like that. Morris has been robbed by Clark. Clark breaking through. Good tackle by Morris again, though. And it's a free kick some 24 yards from goal. Morris just caught in possession there. Clark all over him like a rash. Elkins jogs forward, the man that's taken all the corners. He'll fancy a dart here with his free kick, but he might have to rip the ball out of John Mills' hand. There's a yellow card there for Morris. Persistent infringement, one feels. He's been quite good in the middle of the park, very competitive, very combative, but he's just found a little bit of a wall of red coming towards him at times, Steve.
Yeah, a little bit frustrated, wasn't he, there? And we've said it a couple of times now. Every time Bashley have conceded, for the next minute or two, they've looked a bit vulnerable. And again there, they sort of fell asleep, heads had gone down, and it was nearly 7.
Mayer looks out of his goal to the left. Elkins 26 yards out, drills it low into the bottom corner. It is 7, and that is a really, really nice strike there in the 37th minute. 6:82 on the clock, and he just literally, the wall had a little bit of space, and he's just drilled it low across the turf into the bottom right-hand corner of the net. And you've got to say that now it's a case of the referee's whistle being blown quickly, because Didcot and Bashley have got 2 different ends of the spectrum now. Didcot 2 goals in 2 minutes. The score suddenly losing that little bit of respectability. Bashley have given it everything. They don't need a calamitous ending, Steve.
Do you know what? I part of me saying that's enough now. I don't think Bashley deserve to be completely taken apart here. I know 7-0 sounds like it, but I, without again wishing to patronise them, they've come here and they've put 100% effort into this, and you just don't want them to go away with a completely embarrassing scoreline.
No, it's not patronising. If people have listened to what has gone on this evening with the commentary, and hopefully they have, and hopefully people will come on the Twitter at Oxford_sports, we're not patronising. We know where they are in the 2 schemes of things. As the Bashley management said to me, that the table at the end of the year will show who spends money and who doesn't. He said, and we have none. These boys are here. They are here because they want to play for Bashley. And they are going to have, and they know they are going to have nights like this, but it's how they stick together and how they bond. There's been spells where they've competed well in this game. Mills inside the box, rolls it to the edge of the box, tries to find Clark, doesn't. Clark battling with Morris. Morris feeds the ball out to Petty. Petty still under pressure from Clark. But hopefully they'll have listened, and, we're actually, it's not patronising. It is about Bashley doing what they can on what they've got, and they are doing very well, and they've competed for spells, and it's been those wobbly moments after the goals which has always made them look worse than they possibly are.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I'm saying I'm not trying to be patronising, and hopefully it's coming across that way, because Bashley actually have performed pretty well for most of the game. They've just had, like you say, every now and again there's been a couple of minutes where they seem to have just lost concentration and conceded sloppy goals. But actually, for the most part, they've done okay.
Hell of a volley there by JP Mills. He's tried to turn it infield and ended up volleying it back to his own 18-yard box. It's the longest 1-2 I've ever seen. Ballard to Mills over 60 yards. And the crowd are letting him know about it as well here. As you know, they don't take kindly, but that was some 1-2.
I suspect he wouldn't be smiling if he hadn't scored a hat-trick tonight, because he's having a bit of a laugh there, because the crowd are getting onto him with a touch of irony about it, because obviously
he's got a hat-trick, but I might well just tell him about the other 4 he's missed. Yeah. But, because I'm like that. Keep your feet on the ground.
And he'll tell you about the 26 he scored this season, I'm sure.
I'll talk to him about Beaconsfield. Touche, Turtle. I've got plenty I can talk to him about.
Well,
don't worry. He's there. And one thing I've got to say, he's got 26 goals. He could have had 35. He's always there. And in fairness, he's having a good time at the moment and playing very well. Hammond knocks a long ball up, but that'll be easy pickings there for Leroy. He chests it down to Ballard. Ballard, though, runs into Dugdale. The ball squirts to the left-back Organ for Didcot. Leroy back in possession, squares it to his right to Carnell. Carnell, little ball forward there to Baines, and Baines will feed it out far side now to the right-back Elkins. Elkins, who has been my man of the match today, had a hand in Carnell's set piece, popped it straight on his head from the corner, had a hand in Mills's second goal when he fired a shot across the face of goal which came off the inside of the post. Had a hand in Pablo Haysham's goal just by saying run with it. I thought that was a very good assist, and of course scored the final goal as well as Mills goes forward trying to find Clark. Time is now sort of just ticking away. Good work by Crook, but he beats one and then runs into another. Strong challenge by Crook and McKernan. McKernan and Crook come together. Strong challenges us on the far side. No quarters asked or given there. It was like a 0-0 game, not a 7-0 game, that tackle. It's
been played in good spirit, this game, and it hasn't boiled over. That could have been a nasty incident, but actually both players have stood up and shaken hands, which is nice to see.
Elkins has the ball at his feet. It's been laid off by Carnell. He's 4 yards inside the Bashley half. Don't forget, you'll listen to Oxford Sports Online. We're next on air on Sunday for ice hockey when Oxford City Stars take on Bracknell. Having played them away on Saturday, they play them at home on Sunday. Face off 6:15. We're live on air at 6. Follow us at Oxford_Sport. Ball over the top. Mills tries to get in there. Organ's there. Misses chance. Lifts it across the face of goal. Headed away. And Organ showing all the class of a left back in somebody else's penalty area there.
Yeah, it was a good chance. He completely missed his kick first time. Second time round, he sliced it a bit and he was cleared off the line. But yeah, I think that if that had fallen to John Mills, we'd be talking about the 8th goal, I'm sure of it.
Elkins now driving through the centre. Marbles is back on as well. Don't forget, Bash beat Taunton 2-0 at their place when Taunton were top. Up the Bash, and fair play to them. They can do it. Yeah,
that's absolutely right. That was only a month ago as well, so Bashley can do it. Football is a strange game, isn't it? And certainly at kick-off tonight, I wasn't, me, Selfie, I wasn't totally convinced. I knew who was going to win tonight, but as it plays out, it's gone to form, but actually... I can understand why Bashley will pick up points this season if they can perhaps just cut out some of the silly errors at the back.
In fairness, I think the game was almost done and dusted in 45 seconds. What Bashley didn't need to do was concede that early goal, and 45 seconds is far too quick. A goal after 5 minutes made it 2-0, which was even worse. Ball goes through to Dutton Black. Dutton Black comes away from the edge of the Bashley penalty area, plays it to Clark. Clark is down, and it's another free kick for Didcot. This time he's down by Kinley, and this is more central. Mayer looks out of his penalty area. The referee deciding that it's on the whistle. It's no easy, quick free kick's going to be taken here. Ballard is stood, Clark stood, Organ stood. This time the referee paces it out. The wall is going to go back to the edge of the 18, 28 yards out. Mayer, it's just to the right of centre. Clark stands over it. It's got to be a poke here from Clark. Clark goes for it, fires it in. Mayer catches it safely and bowls it straight out on this near side to Dugdale. Dugdale now drives forward, just in front of the main stand, lifts it over the top. McConey has been given a real sort of trap fall there. He's got to go like a hare to get on the end of that one, and it goes through to Foster. We are in to the 44th minute of the second half, just 1 minute of regulation time to go, and I do hope the Didcot fans stand here and applaud both sides off, because Bashley, as I say, have competed well, and they will pick points off of sides, and dare say when Didcot go back to Bashley's ground in the New Forest, it will be a possible different game for Didcot to deal with. But at the moment, Didcot hold the ball on the halfway line. They lead by 7-0. McKernan feeds Dutton Black. Dutton Black now. Little stab forward to Mills. Mills turns. He's got 5 for company. Flicks it through to Clark, and Clark slightly on his heels, and it runs past Clark, who just looks forlornly at the ball as it scoots through to the keeper, Mayer. Mayer plays it out far side. Good defensive work by Baines, who got a little tap on the ankle for his sins. It's a throw to Bashley, midway inside their own half on the far side. And the referee, Felton, is waiting for the ball to be retrieved. And Didcot will run out winners, and it's 10 unbeaten for Didcot now as they head towards Saturday's game. Good work, though, by Bashley, retaining the ball. And coming forward is Petty. Petty with the ball, looking for an out ball. Going from left to right, finds Dugdale. Dugdale just inside his own half, over the halfway line. Looking for the overlap from Hammonds. Hammonds into the feet of McConey. McConey spins, drags it away from Leroy, tries to drive on, but the run hadn't been seen by Bosma. And McKernan feeds it up to Mills. Mills' first time layoff now to Baines. Baines looking for the runs. Clark has gone far too early. Mills has got to be careful as well. That will be a flag if they go. Just a little bit of a delay on the pass forward, and two players had broke the starting tape, so to speak, there, Stephen.
It's easy from the sidelines, isn't it? Josh Baines probably should have played that first time, and that's what the crowd are getting onto him about. But actually, when you're out there playing, it's a very different game.
It is indeed. Didcot with the ball. We are into time added on at the end of the second half. McKernan coming forward. Little layoff there to the left back, Organ. Organ faced by McConey, stabs it through to Dutton Black, gets the ball back, does Organ, lets it run to McKernan. McKernan goes back to Leroy. Leroy still under pressure from McConey. He's got the time to put a ball along the ground, some 40 yards into the feet of Clark. Clark finds Ballard. Ballard inside the centre circle on the Bashley side finds McKernan. McKernan comes near side to the left wing. Dutton Black rolls it through to the feet of Organ. Organ gets a layoff almost there from Mills, but in the end it's Hall that goes back to Mayer. Mayer drills the ball out on this near side, and Hammond kills it quite nicely with an exquisite touch. Finds Dugdale. Dugdale 5 yards shy of the halfway line with a crossfield pass, looking for Crook. Elkins gets back and heads it, and Leroy will chest it back to Foster just inside the apex of his penalty area on the left-hand side. Rolled out by Foster to Leroy. Leroy finds Ballard, and Ballard will now look to try and drive things on again. Little exchange of passes with McKernan. McKernan gives it to Ballard. Ballard wants a big drive forward, but decides discretion's better part of valor. Goes back to Carnell, who feeds it up to Mills on the halfway line. He rolls it out on the far side to the right back. Elkins in field to Ballard. Ballard round the corner, cut out by Morris. Morris in front of the home team dugout. Tries to play it off the legs of Clark, but loses out, and now Didcot driving forward, and it's Mills with a big break. Chance in the box for Dutton Black, who's in there. It's a good ball in, headed away by Hall. Edge of the box comes out to Baines. Baines onto his right. Little layoff there to Clark. Clark, though, runs into a strong challenge from Kinley, and Morris runs away with the ball. Good work there. That looked as though that could have been shaping up for number 8, but Bashley defended well, as though their lives depended on it, and they've stayed that way all the way through. Resolute, given everything they've got for the whole 90 minutes. But today it hasn't been enough. Far side. Again, it's Morris that checks, holds the ball up, rolls it down the line, looking for Bosma. Bosma will get onto the ball, just inside the Didcot half. Stabs it back, under pressure from Carnell. In fact, Carnell's got a toe on it, and it's a throw to Bashley. Bashley throw it back into their own half, and Hall, Captain Hall, little drag back, will play it back on the far side to Moore. Moore will go inside to Morris. Morris loses out, but picking it up is Hall. Hall, the centre half, who was in central midfield, tries to play it forward. Robbed, though, is Bosman. Now's a chance for Mills. Can Mills get his fourth of the night? Comes in on his left peg, fires it low. Good save by Mayer. Here's Carnell, and Carnell hits a crossbar from 12 yards. And that's the centre half on his right peg. Still Didcot try and drive forward. Still the referee doesn't blow the whistle. Lifted in by Baines, too deep this time. They've hit the crossbar twice. Mills has missed 4, but they've still scored 7. We're into the 48th minute, and the whistle will go very shortly, one feels, Steve.
Yeah, I think the referee's looking at his watch. It's going to go any minute. There we go.
There we go. That is the end of the regulation 90 minutes here. And it has finished the way of the Railway Man. They have won by 7 goals to 0. The tail of the tape quite easily, 45 seconds in. Haysham brought down. Mills tucked away the penalty for 1-0 on 5 minutes. Elkins corner in, went back to the corner taker. Elkins broke into the box, fired a shot across the face of goal, hit the inside of the post, and fell to Mills for his second of the game. For 30 minutes then, they didn't score. Didcot, they had a couple of chances. Baines hit the bar. Mills missed 2 glorious chances, but on 35, a corner from Elkins was headed in by Carnell for 3-0. And on the stroke of half-time, Haysham picked the ball up, drove forward, beat 4 men 3 times before firing from 18 yards under the keeper Mayer for 4-0. The second half looked as though Bashley, who are getting a rousing reception for going off the field of play here, they have worked really, really hard. It sounds strange to say that when they've lost by 7 goals to 0. 69 minutes, a complete fluke from Josh Dutton Black, who was on as a substitute. Fired across in, Mayer misjudged it, went in off the inside of the post for 5-0. 6-0 came on 80 minutes when Mills got his hat-trick. Slipped in, Hall's inadvertent touch set him up, and he fired it in from 12 yards at the near post to make it 7-0 on an 82. A free kick from 26 yards by Sam Elkins made it 7-0. Sounds like one-way traffic. It certainly was a difficult night for the boys from Bashley. We will come back in a few moments where I'll talk to the man alongside me, Steve Clare, about exactly what we've seen and where Didcot go with this next set of games.
Oxfordshire Sports Online.
Shore City Limited are a company based on the edge of Oxfordshire that provide health and safety instrumentation that monitors the workplace and employees to keep a safe working environment. Shore City provide instruments to monitor for things such as harmful gas, possible explosives or bad air quality. These are often more common than one might think and can occur in many work environments such as laboratories, farm slurry pits or paint factories. If you believe you may need to start monitoring in the workplace, please search for Shore City Limited online and contact them.
For document solutions that work for your business, choose the Red Corner. As experienced Canon accredited partners, we deliver tailored solutions for all types of organizations. We help you streamline the way you work, manage your costs, and increase productivity and security. Find out how at theredcorner.co.uk.
RJS Waste Management UK are a company providing a complete waste collection, disposal and recycling service for businesses throughout the UK. We specialise in hazardous waste and difficult non-hazardous waste that should not be landfilled for businesses ranging from small independents to larger companies, factories, construction companies and multinational organisations. And remember, we are specialists in asbestos surveying and removal. For all your waste management needs, call 01865 598 069 or email info@rjswastemanagement.co.uk.
Oxfordshire Sports Online.
You may have laughed at my light by the side of me down here. It's been the brightest light ever seen down at Didcot, but it's time for me to ask Steve Clare your actual thoughts on the 90 minutes.
Enjoyable game, obviously, with Didcot hat on. Didcot have won 7-0, obviously delighted with that, and actually was a comfortable victory without stating the obvious, but tougher challenges lie ahead. Didcot go to Bideford this weekend, and a massively important game financially for the club in the FA Trophy. And then they have 3 home league games, and I think we'll know a little bit more about Didcot's promotion aspirations after the games against Cinderford, Shortwood and Wimborne. No, as I said, no disrespect to Bashley. We needed to win this, and they've got other important games themselves as they try and climb away from the bottom of the table. But for Didcot, if we are looking to push on and make the playoffs or better, then we need to beat Bashley, and then we need to get results against the teams that are also looking at the playoffs.
Speaking to the management duo before the season, the word was gate crash they used. They wanted to gate crash the playoffs, or gate crash games, or gate crash the top 3. And maybe in recent years you would have said gate crash in the top 3 was a little bit beyond them. But whilst the fair wind and goals are flying in, it's certainly something to aim for, isn't it? You're not going to get carried away. It's November. It's nearly November, not indeed May. Just a quick word in there. We've got Didcot have said, apart from the score, the presenters have made it a pleasant evening, and that came from Marbles as well. Thanks for your company this evening. Enjoyed it apart from the score. Great and fair presentation. So that's good news for everybody concerned. We are, as I say, we are around for most of the stuff. Steve is normally alongside me for the Didcot games, and we have Mike Ford, former Oxford City manager, who joins me for other games, as well as Andrew Roberts, a member of the Big Banana Boys as well. So we go around. But for Bashley, 7-0. There'll be a few boys in there that are a little bit down, a little bit in the dumps, but you heard the round of applause. We might see if we can get Ian Concannon to come and have a quick word, if we can shift those cans around. So it's the manager of Didcot who's just going to come up and exchange the headphones with Steve Clare, and it'll be interesting to hear his thoughts on what has been a comprehensive win this evening, and we'll just wait for them to come across. Ian Concannon, who sits himself down now, member of the press fraternity. Ian, quite simply, your thoughts on the 90 minutes?
Good 3 points. Good 7 goals. Could have had more. But there's about, bouncing on from Bridgewater Saturday and picking up 3 points tonight, and it prepares us nicely for Bideford on Saturday. You
can only beat what's put in front of you, can't you? It's an old adage, and we can say whatever we want, and Bashley came here and they made it awkward at times, and they made it easy at other times, really, didn't they? Some of the, it seemed like after they conceded a goal, they were a little bit wobbly for a couple of minutes, but there were some good goals on show and some nice football.
Yeah, there was. I mean, we started the game very well, which was important. We wanted to start with a high tempo on the front foot and put them under pressure, and we did that. And at times there was a bit too much space in there, and sometimes when you've got too much room, the easy pass becomes we don't do it. But you look for the longer ball, and we stressed at half time. Play simple passes, play to feet, and chances and openings will be created, and that's what happened. And it was important we kept a clean sheet. 4-0 up at half time. It was vitally important we kept a clean sheet. Had we conceded against, no disrespect, a poor team, that would have been very, very disappointing. But 7 goals does great wonders for the goal difference, and it also sends out a bit of a statement as well.
It does send out a bit of a statement, as you said. There were times when it was easy to overplay. It was times when they sort of tried to shunt everything into the middle of the park, but you changed your players around a bit. You had the luxury, I should say, as a manager, you may say different, but to be able to bring a few players on, give a couple of breathers to a few players as well. So it must be nice to get some game time into people like Matt, Mr. McKernan and co. Get some ball, a bit of match action, because no matter how hard you train, sometimes you just have to get out on a pitch.
Absolutely. It was probably an ideal game for us. The fact that obviously we hit 4 or 5 goals and we could make the changes, but people like Clarkey and Mikey and Dutz, they needed some game time, and it was an ideal opportunity for us to do that. It's important, we've got a good squad and people need to be playing games of football, but ultimately, the lads that are playing, if they want to keep the shirts, they need to play well, and it gives Jamie and myself some headaches, but it's job done tonight. That's what's most important. We've won the game of football.
Trophy on Saturday against Bideford. Quite a big game, in fairness, for the finances of the club as well. No doubt you'll be expressing to your players that keep the run going, get through the next round, get some more money. You can go and see John. A few more players.
Absolutely, yeah. I think the chairman might tell me to clear off. But listen, we'll treat that as another game of football. We'll take the pressure off the players. We won't be mentioning, what it brings, if we were to win the game and what it is financially for the football club. But we'll treat it like another game of football. We'll take the pressure, and we'll go down there full of confidence. We've got nothing to lose. They're the home team, but we've been playing well away from home. We like going on our travels, and we'll be going down there on Saturday to win the game of football. We won't be playing to get them beyond the ball. We're going down there to win. Simple as that.
And Steve Clare breaks his duck. Last 2 times he's been in the commentary box, he has been a bit of a Jonah.
I was a bit concerned with Babs being in the press box. To be fair, your luck, your 2 has been awful for us. So I'm glad that's changed around tonight. This.
And you can actually, now I've got you on, it is the most important question you will be asked about tonight. Why is he called Babs?
To be honest with you, I can't even answer that. I don't think Steve can either, to be honest, so we're all stumped.
Well, I think it's what he dresses up like at the weekend.
Sure,
Ian, I'll leave you exactly with that. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, and well done.
Thank you.
There
Cheers.
we are, Ian Concannon, joint manager there of Didcot Town. Just time for Babs to come back on. And Steve, it's been a good night. They've done what they needed to do. Bashley will go back a little bit heavy-hearted, and they'll drive themselves on, but they've got a good setup and a good bunch of lads. It's been an enjoyable evening for the Railwaymen.
Yeah, I mean, it's always going to be enjoyable when you win a game 7-0, but Didcot have got through that without any injuries. They'll take on the confidence of scoring 7 and not conceding, and actually, hopefully, Bashley can take something forward, because they are a decent club. We've never beaten them, as far as I remember, so that's a first for me. We've never actually got one over them before, so maybe it's our turn for bragging rights for a short while, but I do hope they turn it around. They are a good club, and actually any Bashley supporters that have been listening to this tonight, they should be pretty proud of those boys, because they've come here and they've given it a right go, and I suspect if they show that spirit, they will pick up points this season.
Indeed, that is it for this evening. I am going to leave you with a podcast of Oxford City Stars taking on the Isle of Wight, the Whitelink Raiders, when they won their only league game of the season by 6-5. They do a double header this weekend against Bracknell, away on Saturday, and on Sunday, please join us. All the W's, oxfordsportsonline.co.uk. Hit the triangle and you'll hear live from 6 p.m. Oxford City Stars taking on Bracknell. But just to let you know what a high-speed, fast-moving moving, great pace, thoroughly enjoyable place to go and watch ice hockey. The rink is. We're going to leave you now with this fantastic victory from earlier on in the season. From Steve Clare and myself tonight, and to everybody that's been listening, thank you very much for listening. Please visit us, like our Facebook as well, our page, Oxford Sports Online, as well as follow us on Twitter at Oxford_sport. But from Steve and me, good night, and enjoy this wonderful soupçon of excellent ice hockey.
Oxfordshire Sports Online.
Oxford City Stars in their white shirts with red flashes across the shoulders, black shorts and white socks, will be playing from right to left as I face the rink, and of course the all-black kit of the Whitelink Raiders as they will be playing up towards my right-hand side and the shelf. It's all set there. It's 20 minutes. It's first period. You're listening to Oxford Sports Online, courtesy of Oxsports.tv's radio player. Don't forget, tweet at Oxford_sports, because we are about to go into the scintillating game of NIHL League One ice hockey. Coming away near side, Barmer over centre ice. Big hit there by Dax Hedges. Puck goes far side now. Chasing round on the far side. Facey gets there. Rolls it in behind the net of the Stars again. Away to my right hand side, down by the terrace. They are doing well. Sam Arnold's there. They've got a man just in front of the crease. Arnold's trying to usher him out, but the puck has gone far side. It's the Stars' right hand side. They're still holding it in that far corner. The Whitelink play it across. Great save by James Skate from real close quarters there. It was flashed in there by Facey just outside of the crease. Good save. They're putting the pressure on. Facey holds the puck up in behind the net of the Stars. Skates out. Plays it in back behind the Stars again. Net. This time Griffiths comes out. Facey, distance. Tries to get it away. Great defensive work again. Still the Stars battle away. Coming out as well there is Smith. Smith tried to put pressure on, but still Whitelink do exceptionally well on the far side. Good work by Dax Hedges, who really did put a big one in on the far side. Whitelink have the puck, come away. Barmer near side, cutting in. Slap shot comes in. Great save by Skate. Puck comes out. Smith will get there first. He goes long. That's a penalty kill. Mastelario's back on the ice. They're all level. Good penalty kill for the Stars there, boys.
A very good penalty kill for the Stars. Nice to see. And Zoltz is firing himself out there up front at the moment.
Far side, Pentecost tries to find Elliott. Easy pick off there. Now driving forward is Facey. Facey into the final third. Cuts across two. He's got a chance. He plays it near side. What a great save by James Scaife. That slap shot came in from Barker. But Whitelink just continue to push and press on the far side. Now it is Bound. Tries to go down the Stars' right-hand side. Still trying to go down the right-hand side. This time it does break. This time it's Facey. Facey coming in on Skate. Does a reverse stick. Good defensive work there. And the defensive work coming there from Dax Hedges, who's got himself in there. It's a little bit harum-scarum for the Stars in their final third. As you said, they've been overloaded a couple of times at the back stick. Remind me, Didcot down in the Division 1 Southern League South and West. They keep getting caught at the back. Chance in front of net. Here's a chance for the Stars. What a goal. Brilliant work by Pentecost. Jamie Newton has turned it in. It was picked off the defensive man's end of his stick just to the left of Cole's net. He come away. Pentecost knocked it in there, and Newton just drove in there, and on the back stick flipped it high into the net. Great goal. I think it's his first goal.
We call that a dingle-dangle. Jamie Newton took control of the puck off a fantastic pass.
Good defensive work there by the Whitelink Raiders, and still they try and drive forward. Joe Oliver now skating back in towards the terrace end, tries to clear it. It's a rear guard action of epic proportions. Coming out on this near side, Smith plays it in, and Hedges picks it up, goes round the net, right across the keeper's crease. But there's a 2-on-2 break here. Led on this near side by Barker. Barker, great snap shot, and a great take by Skaife there. Fully 4 or 5 metres out, right under the armpit. Taken, smothered, face off. Cornish comes away with a puck, but it's had it taken off the end of his stick by Zolt Mastellario, who's got it far side. The D-man certainly enjoying himself. Newton in front of net, flaps it in, dropped by Cole, almost a toe again. Still the puck is loose on the far side. Cole's got a little bit of spillage going on there.
That's an odd rebound to see from Cole. That was clearly out and right to one of the Stars players. He managed to dig the puck and get another shot.
Who we got?
It's Darren Elliott.
Darren Elliott and Cope. I think that is Sesky.
There we go. We've got dropping of the gloves from Corey Watkins, it looks like. We've got lots of punches being thrown, and Cornish has just removed Castellario's helmet and started on him as well. Cornish is redressing himself. He's taken off his shirt in anger and he's putting it back on again.
He's a very talented player, Cornish. He's having a few words with some of the fans around now. But one of the things I was going to bring to the party and have a quick chat with you about is he is, I think he's 36. And the pace in that first 20, it's almost over, 10.9 seconds, has been what I call frantic. absolutely frantic. And the pace, as much as you're a good player, you know, when you get to a certain stage in your life, James, you can't quite cover the ice like you used to. And one thing about the Stars is they are, you know, they're a bit like the Waspies, aren't they? They're all over you like a rash of cuisine. Hasn't been